honk.
That's what I'm talking about. What is going on, everybody? Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a Tuesday night stream. It is Tuesday, February 21st, 2023, 9:18 p.m., and it is my great pleasure to welcome everybody to day 4 of Citizen Sleeper, as I realize, looking at the thing, that I have not adjusted my Twitch page. Man, you know, one of these days, there will come a time, chat, where I will learn about the experience of making sure I change everything, including my page title, my stream title when I go live. But it is not this day. No, this day I will continue to I will forget that I did this, because I was so anxious to make sure that I had all the stream capture done properly that I forgot that that I had to do this. So just bear with me 1 second. Let me just make sure that I do this. Sleeper with the amazing Arvocalists. That's right. I already did the other stream earlier today. And so that's what I was doing back then at the time. Amazing. Yeah, I wish I had 65 other checklists on top of the checklist is the problem. With the amazing Arvocalists. Amazing Arvocalists and new and guest stars. Rem Alternus and KP. There we go. That's the actual name of all of this. That is the actual name of this. Just went live because I was like, there's something that's not quite right, and that's what it actually is. And so we have that, and so we do that, and we do this just as soon as. Also, Twitch has been very, very slow today, which is a little bit unfortunate, quite frankly. Okay, cooperative, dice, multiplayer. Yes, and the role play. Don't need that. Don't need that. I'm sure this is all fascinating for you folks to listen to, because that's what happens when I forget to switch the thing. Okay, voice acting. And now I can switch that over. And hey, there's the actual name of the stream. There we go. That's the actual way this all goes. Good gravy. Anyway, my apologies. So welcome to Citizen Sleeper, and welcome to the amazing Arvocalists. I am super excited for it. And we're going to be talking a little bit to 2 new surprises who are a big part of it in just a moment. But before I go any further, I've already talked about this morning, so I won't spend much time talking about it now. I will simply say, if you have not done so already, please follow the channel, check out our YouTube, and subscribe to me there with !ArvTube, where you'll be able to see past broadcasts of the Arvocalists and other streams. Discord is !ArvCord. Please join us over there. Twitter is !ArvTweets. Please subscribe to me, or follow me rather, over there for as long as that hell site stays up and doesn't collapse. And then, so let's see, that's !ArvTweets, and the website is arvaneleron.com. Financially, !ArvShop for our merchandise area, !ArvTreon for the Patreon. I am able to pay the voice actors, but not enough. I'd like to pay them more, and that's one of many reasons we're trying to build the Patreon and the subsystem here, and you can get cool stuff for yourself and the channel, which I have previously referred to earlier in the day, so I won't do it again now. But I will say that if you support the Patreon and or sub to the channel, that those are all really good things to help us continue to do more awesome things like what you're going to see tonight with the Arvocalists. Publishing, !Icarus for my graphic novel from Athos Arts, !Library for my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment, and !Grayshade for my Grayshade universe. You can order Grayshade, you can pre-order the sequel Renegade, you can pre-order the conclusion to the trilogy Heretic, which comes out next year. You can pre-order the tabletop role-playing game of Grayshade with Brandon O'Brien as designer, and you can pre-order the audiobook by one Mr. Trent Sparks, who has previous experience with the Arvocalists, as you folks will know. Last but certainly not least, as always, !BLM, Black Lives Matter, important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. !Help Now, the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help, and reach out to others when they need help as well. And !Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the fine people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war. This is a way for us to do that, as these folks fight back with power and courage and bravery, and send a message that we will do that with others in that situation as well. Last but not least, !Klein, Klein, to get the tickets for my ArvCon 2023 charity event to benefit the Damon Rennie Cancer Research Foundation. That link, Klein, will get you over to where you can order tickets for the kickoff event for ArvCon 2023, which will be held at the Klein Memorial Auditorium, the historic Klein Memorial Auditorium in Bridgeport, Connecticut. A live in-person event with a live audience, like a live in-person audience. It's $5 for tickets to go to that, and it's also $5 for tickets to the live stream. So if you can't do that, do like in-person sort of thing, you can do the live stream, and all of that benefits the Klein, and of course, most importantly, benefits Damon Runyon. So that's what we've got going on with that. Now, tonight, I am super excited, chat, because although Little Red Dot has had to step back from doing this because Dot is in the process of, has been promoted to marketing director at Kobold Press. She may or may not be able to come back to join us at a later date. She'll certainly come back for Christmas Carol and stuff like that, but right now she's had to step back. But she had someone that she recommended as someone for a potential replacement, and I already had someone else who was a potential replacement. And of course, we still have the incredible and inimitable and amazing Zach Clay. So you put all that together and you have what we're going to see tonight. And so I am going to, at long last, unmute myself. I'm going to apologize unreservedly for having interrupted folks because I can't hear them, so I don't know what it is that they're saying. And then I am going to unmute them so that we can now hear what they are. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to head over to reveal. Welcome to this group, this fine group of people.
Hello. We were totally not talking shit.
And
totally not. No, yeah.
Welcome, everybody. This is, I'm going to let everybody, of course, introduce themselves as we go through as well. Also, hi to Mighty Murr. And yeah, I don't know whether for my wonderful VA folks here, I took a little bit longer because I had neglected to change my stream title because I've only been doing this for 10 years. So clearly I, needed to just forget that. So anyway, that's all fixed now. We're fine. How are you?
That'll never go away. That's a part of the job.
That'll just stay where it is. And that's my lot in life. Anyway, I am going to start by introducing the veteran now member of the team. Is the incredible and amazing Zach Clay, who is with us. Zach, it's good to see you, my friend. How is life and the universe and everything with you? How you doing? And yeah, talk a little bit about now that you are the veteran, the grizzled veteran of the Arvocalists.
Oh, grizzled veteran. Yes, how I feel. Hello, everyone. Yes, I think, Arv, this is the first time ever in all the years that I've been a part of your streams that I'm introduced first.
Yes, that's right.
This is I've truly earned my spot now. This is wonderful. Hello, everyone. I will keep my check-in and introduction very short, as I'm sure chat and others watching in VODs later and so on, you all are excited to see our new guests. But hello, yes, I'm Zach. I'm a regular of the channel. I've been on Arvocalists. This was my first thing that I ever did with you, I think.
I thought it was maybe the Esper Genesis, but I guess not.
No,
I guess it was.
I don't think
it
so.
was Arvocalists. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm super excited to be here. Normally, you guys will find me here for this. Of course, we have Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks, and before that, Esper Genesis. And I'm super excited to get everything started. I think it might also be appropriate. We were talking in the green room about how one of these people was contending with a top level voice actor, and the other is essentially a producer and show running one of the biggest IPs out there.
Yep.
So I feel honestly a little intimidated. I'm going to
stop.
So
this is what I want is for every one of us to be more intimidated by the others, so
exactly.
that no one can actually
it just
say
produces,
anything. We just
are like,
wow,
a better environment. So it's been a while on this channel. There's probably some viewers that haven't been watching since all those years ago when I first came on, and know my voice acting background. So very briefly, my very first voice acting gig when I was 18 years old was for World of Warcraft and Overwatch, which is a crazy, weird, insane story that I won't get into right now, but that was my introduction into the business.
Yeah, that's his opening salvo.
Yeah,
I
have to defend myself here. No big deal. From there, I did a handful of audiobooks. But then honestly, since then, I've sort of chilled and laid back on my voice acting career. I've developed it over time a bit with, what a star knockout gig at the start there, but aside from that, mostly just been training my voice through a lot of like teaching kids and being in front of kids all the time, public speaking, tabletop groups. And now all the time you'll hear my voice acting not really anywhere out there in the public unless you're one of my students in the San Francisco program that I run for kids for D&D now, which is a crazy thing to get paid to run D&D for students. It's almost like I'm a teacher and I have my own classroom in the San Francisco Public Library, but my curriculum is D&D and tabletop games, which is crazy, and I'm getting paid to do it.
Pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's me. Just had to put that out there. Okay. I'm at the top. I've deserved this spot. I'm right under you, Arv.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to hang my laurels and listen to the wonderful achievements of those below me and their voices.
That's
so,
right.
Thank you.
And I am very excited to introduce the first of two. Now I'm calling them guest stars because I want, just in case, like if everyone like hates everybody at the end of this, then maybe, but I'm guessing it'll be fine. I'm just, we have 1 month of transition, and then if all goes well,
you didn't hear those conversations in the green room.
Yeah, that's
It's never happened.
This incompetent piece of, anyway. But I am very excited to introduce not one, but two new guest stars to the Arvocalist stream. And I will begin with KP, who now I have to say, I have known, I knew of KP from afar as first a tabletop person and a photographer, and followed him on Twitter actually well before that, because the photography is badass, y'all, by the way. If you go and check this stuff out, Drew, the Damager, who's in chat, who actually did photos for my band, is an amazing photographer. We have like at least two. Prince Justin and Drew are both really, really, really astonishingly good photographers. So when I heard, I was like, yes, this is another person, but as like just from portrait photography and many other things, like really impressive stuff. So I was like, okay, that's this. And so Dot was like, yeah, I have this friend who might be interested, in doing something, and I have to step back, and his name is KP. I'm like, oh, that guy? I was like, that's awesome, because
that guy.
Exactly. So yeah, it's my great pleasure to introduce KP. So KP, welcome, and yeah, why don't you tell the fine folks, what you'd like to tell us about stuff and background and all that kind of good stuff.
First and foremost, actually, thank you so much for having me. This is an honor to be here. I must say, though, I feel a little jilted going after Zach, because now I can't. I mean, how do you top that? How do you go? How do you follow up with that?
The whole show, I'm intimidated.
I started my career with Overwatch, and you're just like, well, shit. Okay, well, I guess, but no, thanks. It's an honor to be here. I go by KP11 Studios on pretty much all my social medias. I'm a photographer, I'm a streamer, I'm a voice actor, a little bit of a writer for TTRPG stuff. But yeah, I just enjoy making content for folks. I enjoy delving into things. If anybody can apply the what's it called? Jack of all trades, but master of none. That is me. I am probably not the best in any of them. Hell, I'm probably not the greatest or even okay in most of the things. I'm fine with that. I'm happy with that. Being okay. That's A-okay in my books. I just enjoy doing them. They bring me joy, and somehow magically that has led to so many amazing opportunities with being able to meet so many great people and connect with folks, and that's what it's all about, I think, in the end. But yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. I started out, as you mentioned, my creative career started in photography. I did a lot of portrait photography, cosplay photography, which kind of connected me more and more into the nerd and geek space, which connected me to D&D and TTRPGs, which then connected me to things like Critical Role. And through that what brought me on more onto the performance side of things, more onto the other side of the camera, where I got to be on shows and play characters, which I really, really enjoyed. And in that entire process, I think the biggest drive for me always has been using that to connect with my culture, and to really use that as a creative drive, and that kind of all just fed into each other. I became a cultural consultant, which ended up making me a cultural consultant hired on to Riot Games to help with their newest character, Harbor, which then gave me the opportunity to try and voice that character, which I didn't get. Don't get me wrong, I didn't get it. But
for good reason, as we heard, though. I mean, for good reason.
For a very good reason,
Yeah.
because I was up against a legend and I had no shot. There was just no way.
There was a shot.
There was a shot. It took a legend to take out. That's what it took.
But I really enjoyed that process, and it kind of gave me that drive and the fire in me to pursue voice acting as a more serious endeavor. And I've been doing it since then. I'm a baby. I'm a little baby in this space, so please bear with me. I will do my best. I cannot hold a candle to Zach nor Rem, but hey, we'll carry each other.
Oh my goodness, this is the most self-effacing group of voices. Well, I don't know, really.
I'm a piece of shit.
But you. No, it is awesome to have KP with us, and I'm very pleased and grateful that KP is coming on board as a guest star / we shall see.
Asterisk,
I assume
yes.
asterisk. But anyway, thank you, KP. And you will note that this is not the only new person from the channel point of view today, because we have one more new person with whom I have a connection. And I want to explain very briefly, just very quickly, very fast, this connection, which I have not talked about before in public. But I am actually doing some audiobook recording work myself now. And I am in the midst of doing recording an audiobook of Shadowrun called Identity Crisis as we speak. And so the reason that you may be like, oh, that's cool, but what does that have to do with anything? Well, it's because Rem Alternus, who is right below KP, but in the column, but not below us in all of our hearts and appreciations, Rem Alternus is the head of the company which runs the Shadowrun audiobook processing, audiobook stuff for Catalyst. And so, incidentally, this also means that when you see John and see us for Eberron, it basically means that we all work with John at some level. Like literally everybody on it works with John. So like that's just
basically. I was just a Shadowrun groupie until I was there long enough that they're like, are we paying you? And I'm like, you could be.
You could be. So this is Rem Alternus, who is our second new person / guest star from the channel point of view. So Rem, again, welcome. And same question to you. If you want to give folks a little bit of your background about the awesomeness you are. And I guess you also are obligated to tell us about how you're not worthy of any of the others, because apparently that's how we do things now.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, in the vertical column of our images on the overlay, the very last Arvocalists unavailable is like this. And I feel like, so we've just been like cascading downward this entire time.
I should have never.
But yeah, I think there's two sides. So there's the voice actor side or the actor side, and then the gaming side. So back in the day, I started acting when I was a teenager, and I did a Ren fair and started learning dialects and found out I had a really good ear for it and fell in love with it. And then a little girl thought the tree fairy I was playing was real. And I was like, yep, I want to do this for the rest of my life. So
that's cool.
So I studied, I went to Ohio University, and I actually created my own major in theater, film acting, and voice.
Nice.
So I started singing, I started doing more dialects, and naturally, as a lot of actors do, I ended up in retail. So I started managing. Yeah.
Yep.
So I started managing. I managed for college textbook stores, and then Starbucks, and then a tech startup. And I kind of moved up to like a director of operations level. So I kind of got that business side of things. And I started wanting to build something myself. But honestly, Shadowrun was the reason that I incorporated Rem Alternus Productions. And that was because I had a D&D group, and they let this guy in, and he was one of the Shadowrun writers, and he put us all in a book, which I was like, my name is in Chrome Flesh, which I was like, I guess that's cool. But
awesome.
So he's like, I want to run this cyberpunk fantasy game for y'all. And I was like, that sounds real dumb. And I fell utterly in love with it. I was working for a theater at the time in Chicago, and I was their dialect coach, and I was going through character withdrawal. So I was like, I guess I'll give a crap about this RPG character. And I fell so in love with the story that I was like, I want to turn this into a series. And so I wrote a script, took it to the line developer of Catalyst. About a year later, we had a pilot episode for a cyberpunk fantasy live action thing. And so I made Rem Alternus to create a Kickstarter for a trailer as a proof of concept of what we wanted to do. And then COVID happened. So we have the trailer. The trailer is live on YouTube, and it looks amazing. It's like, honestly, if I accomplished nothing else for the rest of my life, that's fine. I can't get any cooler than that was. But I still loved Shadowrun, and I started with this company, and with film kind of being put on hold, we got into live streaming. So we now stream TTRPGs 5 to 6 days a week on Twitch. We have a YouTube channel. I hastily took over the Shadowcasters Network recently. So we are the front runners in all Shadowrun content now, including
We always love a hostile takeover.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so
very much.
good.
I'm a fan.
So we got into live streaming, and then we got into crowdfunding. So the recent Shadowrun Edge Zone Kickstarter was us for the trading card game, and we're going to be involved in the new BattleTech one, and there's more coming. So as my relationship with Catalyst was growing, I also had met John Helfers at a convention, was like, hi, I'm a voice actor or an actor. Can I do audiobooks? Like, is that a thing? So I put out Wolf and Buffalo as a novella that was published, I think during COVID times. Dates are hard.
Yeah, no, what even is time?
Yeah. So we turned that into, so as I started recording for more audiobooks, he was always like, I'm so busy. And I was like, hey, John, can you hire me? So Rem is now managing all the Shadowrun books and working with Rob he's our editor, and then I deal with the talent. I do the cat wrangling. So yeah, we've been finding a ton of voice actors, and we have 30 books in production right now. And we've gotten to work with some
30.
I'm gonna tell some secrets.
Wow.
Can I tell some? Am I wasting time? Should I shut up?
No, you should
Okay.
tell more secrets.
You should tell,
and then I should tell John you're
here.
telling secrets, because it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, totally. So I've gotten to contract with a couple of voice actors that I'm a big fan of. So Jason Charles Miller, who wrote the theme music for the first 2 seasons of Critical Role, is just completed the first short story and is about to do a second.
Slick,
and
good.
we're gonna have him do some of the like Nigel Finley books, which are the big Shadowrun books that everyone loves.
Yep.
When he has time. And then he connected me to Christina V, who I'm a big fan of Miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir. So like, and she's the lead. So I squeaked a little when I got off the phone with her. So she's going to be contracting with us on some stuff. And then John approached us about doing an audio drama for Shadowrun Hong Kong. So not only is Trend going to be making his appearance as Duncan Wu, but we got an amazing cast of Faye Mata, Stephanie Shea, who was Sailor Moon. We've got Vin Vox. We've got
Vin's
George
amazing.
Ledoux.
Sorry.
Yeah. George Ledoux, former Arvocalist, by the way. George is so awesome. Yeah.
And he, in the playthrough of Hong Kong, he played Gai Chu, who is the ghoul. And so he's going to be reprising the ghoul in a couple other roles.
That's awesome. So
we've got a ton of really cool voice actors. So it's expanding. We're really hoping that like Shadowrun can be the new D&D and come forward. It's a huge company. It's a huge license. It's been around 30 years. And if you don't know Shadowrun, it's really a very rich world. It's our world, but magic is a thing, and it's 60 years in the future. So you've got all the cybernetic technology and evil mega corporations taking over. Nothing like our real life.
That's totally 60 years
different.
away. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the full circle story of gaming and acting. And I guess one more thing I have to plug is we launched a Kickstarter today for Subversion. It's actually by one of the Shadowrun authors, one of the freelancers, and it is another cyberpunk fantasy TTRPG. Today is day 1, and I believe we should have just crossed $25,000 now.
Woo!
Can you link that in chat, Rem?
You bet I can.
That would be lovely.
But yeah, that's the whole spiel. I talked way too much. I'm sorry. That's a habit.
That's amazing.
Again, as I say, everyone is just like, that's even more amazing. This is great stuff. Yeah, projects fragging unicorn subversion.
Amazing.
Check this. It's going to mess up the windows for a second.
Yeah, they've done a cyberpunk fantasy skirmish miniatures game called Gangs of the Undercity, and then they now own the license for Misspent Youth. So if you like lots of punk and fighting against authority, fragging unicorns is your gaming company.
That looks awesome. Cool. I have to check that out. So this is really great stuff, and this is exactly why, chat, I feel very excited about these folks, because I knew them from other contexts and other sorts of ways, and it all comes together in this sort of voice way. So I am excited, and we are going to fire up a little bit of Citizen Sleeper, which, if you were interested in that whole Shadowrun sort of thing, you may get a little bit of that from Citizen Sleeper, just a bit. There may just be a bit of a feel about that.
I hate cyberpunk. It's the worst.
Terrible. I hate fantasy too. Ugh. Fantasy, sci-fi, all that.
RPGs.
I just hate imagination.
Yeah,
what is
seriously.
that?
Yeah.
Come on.
Fun is the worst.
Me and my football. Yep.
That is what we need. I've told this story before.
Sports.
Zach has heard this story before. I'm going to tell it again quickly. When I was, so I am along with Emily, who was in chat, and Toya Kristen Finley, I am the co-coordinator of programming for the Gen Con Writers Symposium, which has been around for over 20 years, and which has many writers and stuff like that. John has been in it. Many of the writers that appear on this channel have been in it one form or another. So I go to Gen Con all the time, and when the last year, when we were, I want to say this is maybe 6-7 years ago, for those of you who haven't been, it's attached to the Indianapolis Colts football stadium, the convention center is. And so I was walking behind a group of people that were walking out towards the stadium, and this was during a time when they had a preseason game going on for the Colts. So you're walking that way, and so I'm behind, Klingons and Jedi and R2-D2 and Sailor Moon cosplayers, right? It's Gen Con, right? So there's tons of costumes and all that. So I'm walking that way, and walking the other way are all these people coming out of the game who have got blue face paint and foam fingers and the Colts jerseys and the blue, the crazy blue hair. And they literally, I swear to God, pass each other in the hallway, and both groups are like, the hell is with those people? Literally, both groups. I was just like, when cultures collide. It was
oh my gosh!
All right, let's fire up. Let's get some play, y'all, and let's see how this actually goes. So, Citizen Sleeper, let us do this. This, of course, presented by GOG Galaxy, because I got this game from GOG, my sister channel over there that I stream on. So thank you to GOG for this version. Okay, fellow traveler. Yes, Unity. Now we have the 75 producing things. There we go. Okay, we're going to continue. We are, oh God. Oh, it's got to be this, the 20-second cycle.
I think so, yeah.
The 8th cycle. Okay, so the very short sort of lead-in version of this is that sleepers are actually bodies into which intelligences and personalities have been copied. So they're basically clones, including mental clones. But these things then immediately, once they are copied, begin to diverge from the original because they have their own experiences and so on. So a lot of them, and if you've read any Blade Runner, this will, or Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, this will sound familiar. A lot of them don't want to just hang around and just be there in case someone dies or something. So some of them escape and they end up leaving. And in this particular case, we play one of those sleepers that have left and basically fled. They are not allowed to do this, of course, and they are given a special substance to keep their body alive. And if they don't regularly take it, their body will eventually break down completely because the company doesn't want them escaping. So we are right now on this ship, this huge ship in space to which we have escaped, and you can see just a little bit of it, and we haven't explored all of it yet either. And when we got there, we were in bad shape, we were weak, we were all kinds of things. But we have since that time managed to make ourselves more powerful. This is our character, and we upgraded ourselves in particular ways. I tend to do this in RPGs anyway. I love the whole, I know more about, I can figure things out about you because I have insight or whatever, and I have more options in dialogue and whatever. That's my jam. So we did a lot with intuition down here, which is approaching problems with awareness. And over time, we've been able to add other things as we've gained upgrade points. And you get those when you complete quests and things like that. So as we pick up the plot here, we have recently solved a couple of major problems. Number one, we had a bounty hunter who came tracking us down, trying to find us. Basically had been hired by the company to hunt us down. That guy sort of drank himself into oblivion a little bit, and then dropped his gun, and in the last session we had an opportunity to shoot him. I chose not to do that because I didn't want to do that. Instead, the bartender basically threatened the guy because nobody likes him. So he fled out into the night screaming vengeance and without his gun. I'm sure that guy will never come back and bother us again. I'm sure that will never be an issue.
Of course.
That was
Bounty
one big
hunter,
problem. The second
they
big problem...
always go away the first time.
They always go away. The second big problem that we had was we had in virtual space, like that, in virtual space, we had a creature called a hunter, which was trying to track us down while we were in this virtual space. And if it found us, it would destroy us. But the thing is that the hunter and a lot of these things were basically leftover vestiges of a security system that no longer really functions. So in our last session, we basically managed to make it so that the hunter is permanently paralyzed, and the companion AI that goes with it, called a killer, was basically eliminated as any kind of a threat, meaning that the virtual space is now fairly open to us, but the physical space is obviously something we're still figuring out. And we have a lot of quests left, as you can see. We still have to figure out how to disable the tracker so that no other bounty hunter can find us. That's a big deal. We have to fix a ship over here from a person who gave us a little money, and so we should probably at some point in the next millennium pay them back. So there's that. We have to help the doctor that first helped us by getting us basically illegal versions of that substance need to keep us alive. We need to get her out. So that's the deal. These are all the quests on the left. I don't have to go through all of them now. But that's a very rough 2-minute explanation of what's happened so far. So I hope that helps a little bit. And the last thing we need to know is this thing. So every turn when you begin, you roll dice. And the dice you get are based on 2 factors. Number 1, how's your body? This is the substance stuff. Right now it's stable because we just got a boost. And then down below, how much energy do we have? And we gain energy by eating food, obviously, and by making sure we keep this up. And if these 2 bars are, as you know, all the way to the right, then we get 5 of these dice rolled, and those dice are used, slotted in to do various tasks, not unlike Blades in the Dark, if either of you have played those. So it's kind of in that same ballpark. So we have a variety of things that we're working on that we can use these dice to make happen. For example, we have here a oh no, that one's not a good example. This one. So for instance, this guy is going to give us information that we could really use in terms of how to disable our tracker that I mentioned before, but he doesn't do it for free. To do this, we need to give him either some Yadigan data. Yadigan is one of the gangs on this ship, in exchange for which he will give us some stabilizer. Or if we give him some Havenage, which is the big company that runs this ship, if we give him some information about those things, which we can find throughout the game, then he will give us a ship mind. And a ship mind is what this lady, who gave us the money to help her ship, needs. So once we get the ship mind, we can go back to her, give that to her. Hopefully she'll reward us and they'll be happy. So
fetch quest on top of fetch quest on get this for this person who will give you that thing that you need for this person. And
there you go.
Yeah,
that's right. And our
most
home,
entertaining game mechanic out there.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very cool. We did start by being in an empty storage container, but we
Yeah,
have now
that was
moved
our
up.
home.
And our home now is
We have an apartment.
We have an
I think
apartment.
you just passed it.
I did pass it. That's our sealed housing unit. Not only do we have an apartment, but we have a stray.
We have a cat.
That we can actually buy crackers and put them out, and then the cat will show
Yeah.
up. We don't
that
actually
Greg
think
refuses
this does
to
anything
feed every time.
because it's not doing anything, and we don't have any money. We have
You never know,
What do you
though.
mean
Dibs on the
doesn't
kitty
do
voice?
anything?
yeah. Dibs on the kitty voice. Okay. So yes. So that's the deal with that. All right. So let's see. First order of business, I guess, is
Yeah,
to.
I don't know.
I don't remember what we were doing here.
We never do.
We never remember what we were doing. Well, I mean, we're gonna need money. That's for sure.
And you need some of those Yadigan, because it sounds like you need to get the ship mined to get back to that lady.
Yes,
right?
that's right. We do need the ship
That
mined.
could be a place to start.
And that's a good call. Maybe we'll check that out next then. I forgot about this too. We've just got up here last session. So this also gives us an opportunity to find out more information up here. And this clock will fill as we fill these dice. But as you can see, it's risky to do this. So the higher the die roll that you put in, the less likely you're going to lose a risk. So if I put in this one, for example, you can see there's no chance we're going to miss. And I have a special thing which lets me see that I will get Weightless Wanderer, so automatically. So I'll get 2 clocks sort of put into there. If, on the other hand, I used one of these deals, then I have, hold on a second, then I have a 25% positive, 50% neutral, which means it's okay but not great. But I could also lose energy if I get 25%. So that's basically how the dice slotting situation works. I think Zach's right. We won't do that now, but that's the basic. Okay, so let's go back down. We'll do the thing, and my hope is to immediately find people so you can actually use your voices.
No worries. This is just fascinating to watch.
Yeah, you guys are hopping in like right halfway through a game too, so it'll hopefully make more sense as we start.
I'm in for the ride. Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever happens.
exactly.
Drew points out in chat, hey, Arvin Elron, remember when the entire chat told you to shoot the bounty hunter, but you didn't, and it turned out we were wrong, and it was part of the correct course of action?
Yeah.
I do remember that, Drew, and thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so if we're going to get Havenage data, so we have 2 Havenage things. We need 3 more. And you get those usually by getting, by going into here and looking at these various nodes, like that, for example. So here, you'll actually get information, like stuff from Havenage, if we put in the right input. Now, this is the cool thing about this, is that with the, if you have lower dice rolls, sometimes those can be usable in something that only accepts those particular dice. So this one normally requires 2, because we have a particular perk. It means we can put in either a 2 or a 3. Up top, the 3s aren't very useful because they're dangerous because they're not as likely to work. But down here, you need them. So if I put in this 3, that matches, and that allows us now to bypass, which means we can now extract data, and that now gives us a third of the Havenage data that we need. We need 5.
If I may ask a question.
Sure.
You used, so there seem to be 2 of the 3 dice. Is there a reason why you used that one versus the leftmost one?
No particular reason. I could have used either one of them. Just as long. I couldn't use the 2 6s. I could only do 2 or 3 because that's what it requires. But I could use
got it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one of the Havanages, and there's a second one. So since we have another 3, we might as well use that for the same reason. So we bypass, then we extract data, and that gives us now 4. This also gives us a couple of extra cryo, and we do not have a lot of money. So, okay, we can leave that. And that leaves us with 1 more to get, but I don't actually think there are other, unless any of you see anyone, but I think just Yadigan is not Havenage, so.
Maybe there will be more tomorrow. I don't know.
Could be. So we got almost all of what we needed. Now we have the 2 6s. So since the 6s are the ones that we use on the top, like the big ones that are issues. So we could use Havenage, but that would be paying somebody else. So that's not what we want. We could use this to get more cryo. We could risk that. We also can make money and also energy by doing these things. So like this one is like express delivery, basically like Grubhub, Uber drivers.
Ooh.
So there's that.
The gig economy, man.
That's
yeah,
it.
it looks like this will is it the one on the right that there's a clock there to
Oh, you're right.
help
Yep.
him with
Feng's
something?
targets. You'll have to deliver noodles to half the low end before you can get a proper fix on Harden's collaborators. And Feng is the guy who's helping us with our with the tracker. So we could do that actually.
Yeah.
I think because that would.
What?
Wait, hold on a second.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that would give us 13 cryo.
Yeah.
And I think
you're
that
right.
does that automatically, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So.
Only one way to find out.
Yes, that's right. So it gives us 13 cryo, and we got 2 on this clock. Might as well do that again, because we do want to get rid of that tracker, so we need to help Feng. The only issue is our energy level, though, because we only have 1 die left. So, but I think we have enough cryo. I don't remember. Do you remember how much it is, Zach?
I think it's like 15.
Okay, so then we'll get money from this, and we'll go spend the money for that, so we can get food, so we can get our energy up at the end of the turn. So we'll start that. We'll get 2 more. Great. And then we're going to leave. We're out of dice, but we're not out of money. So now we can go eat at... Where is it? Where's the right
up there. Yep.
order fungus. A lot of stuff here
Order
is based
fungus.
on mushrooms, pretty much everything.
Hey,
But it's
that
described.
umami.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you can see, that gave us lots of energy. Cost us 15 cryo, but we're now maxed out. So now when we go back and rest, we should get 5 dice for the next day, and this cycle
Cool.
begins again.
Ah.
And then we'll get...
And you said 5 dice, not 6. Is there a reason why we wouldn't get 6?
No, because there's only 5 spots up here. This thing
I
over
read
here-
that. Numbers, counting. I know how to count.
Yeah, that's 5.
Yeah.
This thing we just recently got, this allows us to re-roll once per cycle, all like any of the dice that are left, which can be useful if you're looking for a particular number. But at the moment, okay, so we're gonna go here. This is just for Zach. I'm gonna feed the spray.
Yes. No, it's not just for me. Now it's for all of us.
It's
Greg.
for all of
Yes,
us.
we are all
It's for the
advocates
internet.
of feeding our stray pets.
Neutral outcome, stray fed. The stray crunches up the crackers you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not.
Great.
Even in the far future, cats are cats. Okay. And now we're gonna end our cycle.
You watch. That's the thing that's gonna help win the
I
game.
know. The
What's
cat
up,
is going
Ibrahim?
to save our life in the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
Totally going to happen. So yeah, on some days like this one, there's no necessity to interact with characters. And so
But
we
then
end
there's
up
a lot
not talking
sometimes.
to, but then there's a lot sometimes where it's like, hey, we need to talk about this.
For
Mhm.
the next 10 minutes.
Right.
Okay, we're still waiting for her. Okay, so I guess let's just see if Havenage has got a thing. Yadigan. Any more Havenage? Oh,
Ah,
come on, what is that?
what is it? Oh,
Oh, it's a Yadigan.
Ooh.
I don't want more Yadigan.
Yadigan.
Come on, Havenage. Oh.
Ooh.
Havenage? Yes. Okay.
Yay!
All right,
Cool.
so when we have a 2, which is exactly what it needs, and that means the reason this is good is we're going to get voice out of this. as soon as this is
okay.
done. So, extract data. Lovely. Great. Now we have 5, which means we can now go talk to what's-his-face that wants to... Not that one. This guy. The data fence. Who's going to give us a ship mind.
Ooh.
That's right.
Okay.
When you say ship mind, would it be more like a robotic, like an AI, or?
Yes, but it controls an entire ship, which is why they're a big deal. They're very hard to replace. Like, a lot of freighters don't use actual human pilots in this game. They use just, like, the ship mind
Ship
that manages the
minds.
entire thing.
Yeah.
So think,
Okay.
the Moya from Farscape or something like that, where, well, that's a living ship. But the idea being that's one thing controlling the whole ship, theoretically.
Okay.
All right, so give me your
Okay.
discussions. And, okay, he has given me a ship mind, which is, okay, great. Which means we now can go give her, this person who gave us money, we can give her the ship mind
Oh, wow.
core.
And they've been wanting that for like
a long time.
The entire we've just been avoiding this for the entire game.
We dropped the huge cylinder on the mess room table, and Kita can't hide her excitement. All right. We got an upgrade point. All right, so here we go. Now, I think we had Dot doing this, right? Zach, is that right?
Ankita?
I remember maybe voicing,
or
but either way, do we want to have one of them narrate and then the other do the character?
I think so.
I'll just sit back and relax.
I think so. So, yeah, I don't know if it's Ankita or Ankita, but is a kind of sort of a rough and ready, somewhat snarky, but you know, maybe good in spite of themselves, in spite of herself, kind of person, who came here and helped us out, even though technically she didn't know if we'd ever show up again and help. She said she would kill us if we didn't help, but she was kind of joking. Who knows? Anyway, that's the kind of person that she is. So with that in mind, one of you, if one of you would like to narrate this and the other one could actually be the voice, I could see either one of you doing either one. Maybe, I don't know if Rem wants to try Ankita and maybe KP narrates.
Okay.
Or
all right, I can do the narration.
Okay.
Starting now?
Yes.
You drop the ship mine core onto the galley table with an emphatic bang. Ankita spins around from where she's been poring over some documents on her slate.
Holy shit, Sleeper, did you actually land a ship mine?
She rushes over and hefts the huge cylinder, turning it back and forth.
Well, shit. It might actually work.
She smiles wider than you'd ever seen her.
Where did you get it?
I
Ladies and
produced
gentlemen,
it with the
we're
power
off.
of my... Yeah,
we're off on the races.
I love it
this
already.
is wonderful.
Where did you get it?
My little heart.
I got it. I got it by my own creation power. No, I'll just tell her about it.
Yeah, you both are killing it. This is great.
For 100 cryo? You must be good at haggling.
Ankita bangs on the galley wall.
Hear that, Amber? The Sleeper got you a new ship mind.
The sound echoes down the ship's passages. You have to admit, being in a small space with Ankita when she's this excited, is a little intimidating. Ankita puts the ship mind back on the table.
I'll start the process of fitting it as soon as I can. I might need your help with some of it.
She heads back towards the counter to grab her slate.
This isn't the only good news today, either. Looks like my good karma's finally coming in.
She gives you the instant win card.
She throws the slate... Oh, wait. Yeah, she throws the slate onto the table and spins it so you can see the screen.
Take a look at this.
You see a list of names and numbers, nothing that exciting, along with what looks like a transit timetable.
I found them.
The thieves. Now, one of the things that she said when she first arrived is that thieves basically ripped off a bunch of stuff from her ship in the first place. So I assume she's referring to the thieves, but...
Exactly. Well, the thief singular.
She points at a name on the list.
Or more specifically, Ashton Cade. It was his pass that was used to access Amber and the slice... It was his pass that was used to access Amber and slice the ship mind. I thought he might have been killed or robbed, his pass stolen, but turns out he But it turns out he crossed the Founder's Gap the very next cycle.
Founder's Gap?
That big rift in the station. You can't cross it without the Founder's Ferry.
Oh, that Founder's Gap.
She leans back in her seat.
I know some of the crew over at the ferry. Old Mercs used to run in it in an outfit. Oh, wait, hold on, I can't read. Used to run in an outfit I worked with. I saw them in the Overlook, and they mentioned they saw Ashton crossing. I checked the manifest, and there he was.
Also, quick question to the player, to the voice actors. Do I have you sharing the big screen, right? So you're able to see the big screen? Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that.
As opposed to what?
Well, the other one would be the smaller text, so you couldn't read anything. So I wanted to.
No, it is.
I mean, we see the overlay. If that's
These
what you're
are
saying.
decoration.
No, the overlay, yes, but like not
Yeah.
before. You remember, Zach? We used to do it where I accidentally captured OBS instead, and like so it was like you were squinting.
And
to
we
see
saw
it.
OBS. Yeah,
Right.
we don't see OBS.
Okay.
No. We see what chat's seeing.
Okay,
we
yeah.
see what
that's what you
yes.
should see.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Also, let me say too, again, y'all are doing great. Also, it's the hallmark of any great voice actor. Like to nail a name like Ashton Cade, but then we see something like Runinin, and that's all. Like we're just done.
Running it up, yeah.
We've been there, you guys.
Because we're all like high
Keep
fiving,
going.
like we got the name. Oh.
Yeah,
It's you get that adrenaline of excitement after, and then stop reading immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, you guys are killing it. Keep going.
Looks suspicious. He hasn't said a word since the theft, and anyone wanting to hide out might head to the Greenway and go to ground.
She flexes.
He won't get far, though. There's no real docks out there, only a couple of jetties in the wastes.
So what now?
Now, I fit the ship mind. That's the first priority.
She pauses.
But maybe you could help me out.
For 500 cryo. Let's see. Sure. How?
It's like this. I head over there, especially in Amber. He'll spot me Okay, Amber's a ship, right?
Yeah, the full name of her ship is the Ambergris, or I guess Ambergris. So yeah,
Grease. Yeah, Ambergris.
Ambergris. Yep. Yeah.
Just contextually that caught up with me.
Like, I'll head over there in Amber.
What kind of game is this? I head over there.
After dark.
Yeah. Especially in Amber. He'll spot me a mile off and go underground. He'll find a way to slip the station, or he'll bury himself so deep in the wastes, no one will ever find him. But you, Ashton doesn't know you.
Ah, the classic.
All I need is for you to go there and sniff around. Not at the commune, not at the stacks. He will have gone to the edges, the margins, the wild places. That's what Ashton likes. You see him, you locate him. Ping me on this.
She hands you a comm earpiece.
A comics earpiece.
That too.
Seeing as this is merc work, I'll be happy to give you a merc pay.
She shifts in her seat.
The thing is, I haven't got much left. So how about I tell the boys who run the ferry to give you a discount? I know it's not much, but once I grab this coward, I'll pay up. 200 cryo, nothing less.
It's better.
What do you say?
She meets your eye.
Where's the haggle button? Okay.
Yeah, 200 doesn't feel like a lot.
I mean, like the not sure might have been the thing.
I thought about it, but I was
Yeah.
like, we have 20 right now, 25. So I'm just like, 200. That's
whatever you
like
can
10 times our amount of money.
She gives you a heavy whack on the shoulder.
Good. I owe you.
She lifts the shipmind up onto her shoulder with worrying ease.
I'm going to go get this fitted into Amber's core. You get any info, any sense of where Ashton is hiding, let me know.
She goes to turn and then stops.
And once again, Sleeper, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Can I have a ship? No.
Ankita stomps off into the guts of Amber with the shipmind, leaving you in the galley. Glance around, a sudden nervous energy descending on what is to come. You never thought you'd get work as a mercenary. But then again, it seems the eye is full of surprises.
All right.
And-
Now, two things. We've got a new drive, which is a new thing that we, or a quest,
Task.
basically.
Yeah.
But also, we got a new upgrade. So we have an upgrade point.
Woo!
So these things are, these are the amount that each upgrade costs. And one way to do it is just to sort of make ourselves, we've now made it so that we're not awful at anything, but we're still best at the Intuit thing. I am inclined to hold on to the upgrade points till we get to 3, because being able to have like a +2 here is pretty good. Or
Yeah.
this one, even when our condition is breaking, meaning that we're like right close to death, having the ability to always have 2 dice, even under those circumstances, is pretty awesome too. So, it's better than I think a lot of this other stuff. So we'll hold on to it, but that was what we got for fulfilling that quest.
Great.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, so let's see.
Awesome.
This is offloading scrap. We can buy some scrap.
Whoa.
Thank you.
What just happened?
I heard music.
Isabits. Thank you for that is my follow alert. Thank you, Isabits. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Arvocalists.
Hey, Elizabeth. Good to see you.
Ah, you know this person.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Aw.
My girl.
Awesome.
Oh.
Awesome. Let's see. So we can buy scrap. We can offload. Oh, so okay. So they are only going to be here for another 2 cycles before they leave. So if we're going to do anything, we need to. If we want to buy this stuff, we have to do it now. The problem is it's expensive. Like 20 cryo per.
Do we need scrap for anything?
I don't think so at the moment, but we should keep in mind if someone's looking for scrap. Like that's where it comes from.
Because I can't even see. Are you saying that we only have 20 cryo? I can't. The number below it is blocked off.
Oh, it's yeah. Sorry, it's because of the overlay. Yeah, 25. So we have 25 cryo.
Okay.
We have 2. I think it's Girol caps or Girol caps.
Can I just say the icon is very suspicious? It's very sus there.
This one?
That just looks like a pair of underwear.
It is 2 Girol caps, which means underwear. Yes, that's 2.
It's part of the
I don't know
alternate
what
version
underwear
of
you're
Amber.
wearing.
Yeah, exactly. In another world.
In another world, another form
Yeah,
of
yeah.
currency.
And then the
Oh my
Greenway
gosh.
cipher. Oh, I forgot about that. We have access to the Greenway systems. I forgot about that. So the Greenway is way the heck over here. But to get over to it,
We need to do that job for Ankita.
oh, they'll give us a
Basically.
discount. 100 cryo to use it still, though.
Jeez.
Good Lord.
And our feeling towards that is that it's a whole other part of the station.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where the Greenway is somewhere over there. So, all right. Well, mostly this
We
is
need
me
to make
remembering.
more dough.
I know.
Yeah, I think. Whoa. Oh, and there's
I saw the 300.
Yeah.
300 to buy another ship mind, which fortunately we don't have to do that.
Yeah, don't need.
Someone who needs more mushrooms. We don't have any Matsutake caps. And we just gave up a ship mine core for good reason, so never mind that for now.
After all the soy that's available in Shadowrun, I'm like so excited for mushrooms.
That's true. Yeah, here it's all mushroom based. Mushroom wine, mushroom this, mushroom that.
Oh boy.
What
Okay,
did Fang need us to do again?
Fang needed us to
His
do.
clock?
Yeah, he needed us to sell stuff. Basically,
Right.
the Fang's targets. Oh, that's true. We could do one more of these, and that
Yeah.
would get that clock completed. So,
Mm.
all right. So let's take a look. So 5. This is our best option. This will definitely
Ooh.
work, but if we get neutral, it means I think we only get one part of the clock filled instead of 2.
Yeah.
So that's one
Got it.
option. 4 means 25% 50. That's a little more risky. So it probably makes sense to make sure we make some progress by doing this, I think,
Yeah.
and see what we got.
You never know.
Yeah, see?
Oh.
So is neutral. So that's one, but it means that the next one is going to work either way. So we could take a shot on this.
Yeah. Because what's the negative outcome?
Negative outcome is just we get, I think, +4 cryo instead of +13,
Oh.
which is not.
It's
you know-
I mean-
that's still a net gain, I guess.
Yeah.
all right, come
No
on.
risk, no reward.
Let's go. 75%. Let's go.
Lady Luck. Oh, okay, that's not bad.
All right, so now we've done what we needed to do. So now Fang will be able to see us. Aha. Now this is played by Zach, plays Fang. But maybe Rem, do you want to take on narrator on this one?
Sure. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Sleeper.
You see Fang coming up the corridor as you step out of Minji's. Minji's?
Yeah, it
Is
is
that how we're
Minji's, yeah.
pronounced? Okay. The kelp noodle smell still clinging to your clothes. He comes up fast and stops close, looking around suspiciously.
I don't have long. Here, take these.
Fang palms you a couple of those metal, thumbnail-sized drives, ripper worms.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take these.
Of course, ripper worms. Yeah. My slate has been buzzing like crazy. It seems your delivery shifts have turned up our 2 targets.
He squeezes your shoulder.
I knew you could do it. Now we nail those snakes.
Okay, what do we do?
Hardin's boys are all connected by some kind of closed network. You can break the access protocols on both of them. You should be able to gain the location of the nearest network ports.
One of the subplots in this, by the way, is that Fang's parents were killed because they used to work for Havenage, and Hardin was the guy who signed off on the sort of shoddy, like, corrupt, give me money and who cares about keeping people safe thing. So it means that, like, this is part of his thing, and that's why he wants to expose Hardin. It's also a good thing in general because Hardin is just a sleaze and obviously would, as soon kill us as look at us. So That's all good, especially because Fang is helping us with the tracker, which has nothing to do with Havenage, but, it's another subplot. So.
Yeah, I got a real tragic backstory. Slot the Ripper worms in those ports, one each. They'll feed me anything and everything stored on Harden's Shadow Network.
He smiles.
Can't wait to see what juicy plans they have in there.
You hear the scuff of boots as a group comes up the corridor, likely on their way to place an order with Minji. You turn for a second, and when you look back, Fang is already halfway down the corridor in the opposite direction. He raises a hand in farewell and is gone. You run your fingers over the tiny Ripper worm.
You got it right.
You run your fingers over the tiny Ripper worm drives in your pocket and smile to yourself as you wonder how mad Jenna will be at Fang for this little excursion.
Yeah, Jenna is his boss at the restaurant who's always pissed that he goes off and does other stuff instead of doing his job.
Jenna.
Time to slot some worms.
Yep. Just
Okay.
the usual. Slotting some worms.
Do we slot the worms? I'm just going to let that go and... Okay, I don't know whether we have to do it.
Where do we need to slot these worms?
I don't. Harden agent.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Well.
Oh.
No, wait.
Oh, it
Oh
says
no.
3. It says 3 though.
3 is an option. Yeah.
Well, no, but what I'm wondering is this the right? Aren't I supposed to be putting?
Oh.
But then no, didn't he say? Okay, well, but before I do that, let's
Yeah.
let's go check and see, because maybe it's also.
Or the drive might say.
So it's a self-guided program that scalps data from closed networks. I may be in the wrong spot. It may be that it's up top that I have to do this. Like, maybe here? No. I mean, maybe I also need to get to know the shipyard, and maybe that gives me access to them. I just wish he had said
what
where
does
do this. Fang wants you to use Harden's associates to find proof of his past and present crimes. Locate Harden's low-end agents and then hack them. Okay, so I've toggled tracking, so it should be getting tracked. So...
How do you know if it's being tracked?
It says on there's a little dot next to it.
Oh, no, I was wondering if it points you in the... Like it points you in a certain direction on the map.
I don't know if it will.
Well, it's supposed to glow. Like the item is like the location is supposed to glow.
I think you are what you were just about to do in the multiverse, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think that this is the answer.
In the net.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There it is.
There's the other one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then just try to drag it in instead of doing the die, I guess.
Well, let's see.
If that even works.
Nope.
Okay, so if that doesn't
work, maybe we have to do this
you do have
first.
to, yeah.
Okay, well. Okay, extract data.
You remember the guy who lived here. He didn't tip.
Harden agent port unlocked. So that must be what they mean. So now, if I go...
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
See? Slot the worm.
Slot the worm.
Hashtag slot the worm.
Worm makes a little nest among the agent's data. Enjoy your stay, little friend.
Okay. Oh my!
I love it.
I like the worm.
Yeah, absolutely. We need.
There's
one more agent.
The worm and the cat. I'm here for the worm and the cat.
Yeah.
That's the Havenage, not Harden.
So we have a couple of options here. We could re-roll this, and see if we can get a 2 or a 3.
Well, wait. Yeah, what KP just said. Aren't we?
This is a Havenage. Yeah, I thought we wanted a Harden agent.
Oh, you're right. I am completely wrong, and you're totally right.
Glad you're here, KP.
Yeah.
Earn in your cred already.
That's what we
need.
Okay. Looks like we can do either one.
Oh,
that's perfect.
Hey, look at that. Extract that data. Hey, what's up, Shadow Mage?
Hello.
Okay, so now we got this port. And asked me to find the agents. We immediately do it.
Woohoo!
Worm begins tearing through the data cache, spinning out a thread to Feng's terminal. All right. So now when we go back, he should reward us all. Yep, there he is.
Hey.
Okay.
Do we want to have KP narrate again?
I think so, because Jenna,
Oh,
I
okay.
think, would be a good spot for Rem to argue with you, Zach, as Fang.
Oh, right. Cool. Okay.
All right. As you walk into the tambour, you quickly spot Fang arguing with Jenna.
I'm going to approach because it gives more voice power abilities.
You come up behind Fang, and he turns and notices you. Jenna stops mid-tirade as you arrive. She turns to you.
You again? You here to vouch for this layabout?
I am.
She laughs.
Well, well. And what are you two up to?
Hacking the planet, fam.
Fang winks at you and interjects.
It's like I told you, Jenna. I'm helping them out, getting them settled, sorting their life out. They're a sleeper. You know what that means.
Jenna softens. She looks a little embarrassed.
Of course I know.
She stops to think.
Look, Fang, I get it. You are trying to help. But if you want to keep this job, you are going to need to be a bit more reliable.
Fang nods solemnly.
Won't happen again, Jenna. I promise.
Bullshit. Sorry.
Promise.
Yeah, it's like-
Asterisk.
She looks suspiciously between the two of you.
Okay, then.
She turns to you.
And look, I didn't mean to... Just be cool, all right?
She turns and walks back to the bar.
Well. Didn't know you'd stand up for me, sleeper.
Fang claps you on the back.
I appreciate the solidarity.
He takes out his slate, pulsing with pale light.
Now let's take a look at what you're really here for.
Slate is a whirring mess of code streams, coming direct from the Ripper Worms as they dig through the agent's data and spin into threads for the Slate to pick up.
Anything good?
Fang scrolls the display with a finger.
A lot of junk. A lot of dull as hell message threads, tedious data caches, but
Fang's eyes flash.
definitely some good stuff.
He stops the screen scrolling on an entry and expands it.
Oh, it's the Netflix password.
Check this out. It's the Netflix password.
Fang shows you the screen. You see a bold corporate logo, not Solheim's, and a word below. Netflix.
Netflix. I mean,
Password
Amway.
123.
yes.
User admin. Oh,
Conway.
Fang says.
He's working with Conway.
the hell is Conway?
New contender enters the court. Conway Extractions. They're a automated extraction corporation, the biggest.
I already ate them.
All right. They run drone mining, colony reclamation, massive salvage jobs. He's been speaking with them personally. Got a whole chain of messages here, but it's mostly encrypted or redacted.
He rubs his head.
Damn it, this is juicy, but we can't nail him with it.
He scrolls some more.
Wait. What's this? A wasteland reclamation facility right here on the eye.
He glances at you.
What's the bet this place is tucked into the wastes?
Isn't the wastes where she said that, where Ankita said that the guy that ripped her off was going? Was in the
Yeah.
wastes?
Maybe.
So
Yeah.
maybe we just...
Another new location.
Exactly. The wastes?
It's a section of the eye Erlin couldn't reclaim. It was too damaged, too cut off. Back before the collapse, people would have got there by going down the connected spoke from the hub. But that spoke's broken now, so the only way is the long way. Round the rim, past the greenway.
He shows you on his slate.
That's right, Trivet. Conway used to be pro-way, but they got taken over by the mob. Bunch of cons. Conway.
Fang looks away, thinking.
Conway have been making moves on this system since the collapse. I heard they took over one of Solheim's old belt colonies a while ago. Moved everyone out and reclaimed the whole rock.
Well, why work with Hardin?
Access, old connections, not sure.
Feng looks back at the screen.
But if Hardin is involved in it, then we need to check it out. Simple as that.
Okay, so what's next?
Feng stares out into the middle distance.
Oh.
The middle distance. We have to get to that facility. The answer to whatever Hardin's been prepping, been planning, it has to be there. And we're going to catch him in the act.
Remember, it's middle distance, not
Right,
high
not the-
distance
Yeah,
or low
not
distance.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Always
You know,
the middle.
Right in the
Middle distance.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
not get lost here.
Yeah.
Give me 5, maybe 6 cycles, and then I'll see you.
I was waiting. I was like, someone.
Yeah. we have our fun
you
here.
just doing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you must have understood, that was on you. I didn't say that weird at all. 6 cycles. I'll see you on the Greenway. I seem to remember there's some old service docks on the outer shell up by the Haifa building. Should be a good place to meet.
Feng squeezes your shoulder.
Thanks again, Sleeper, for sticking with this.
Hey, no problem. Can you get rid of my tracker now? Like I've been asking you to for
Please.
Maybe.
Conway Twitty or no? Yep, I know that name. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Look, speak of the devil.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't forgotten about that tracker of yours either, but I'm gonna need to be back in my bay to pull a solution together.
He turns the slate around to face you, showing a massive scrolling code.
I've been working on a fix in my brakes.
He winks. Feng grins widely.
Now I've got to go ask for some time off from Jenna.
Nice.
Wish me luck.
That should go. Well.
No,
Like when that just at the bar. No,
I
whatever
haven't
you're
even
asking,
asked
no.
yet.
The
I
answer is
can
no.
hear you.
He waves as he walks back to the bar, where Jenna is standing, a look of deep exhaustion in her eyes.
Specifically exhaustion with Fang, like deep exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got another upgrade point and a new
Woohoo!
drive. So now
Wow,
we have
we're
got 2
leveling quickly.
upgrade points. So the question is, I think I probably do this because the keeping 2 dice, even when condition is breaking, is good.
Yeah.
However, this obsessive haggler thing, I can't do
Right.
that yet because I need to do this.
The thrill seeker.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that would be nice.
my vote would actually be
thoughts.
icebreaker, because you're usually very diligent about your condition, so it's rare that you're breaking. You know, you always
I
eat,
see.
and we just spent some time hacking into agents, and that might be useful.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. but
So
I don't know.
then, question: should I do that, or should I do the Thrill Seeker because you could get energy? I mean, it's going to take me another upgrade point. Because the problem is, this is like 1 upgrade point for this, and then I think 1 upgrade point. Actually, no, this may cover both of them. I don't know if it's this and then this column, or if this does both of those. But if this does both of those, then I have 1 point left over, and then we just need 1 more upgrade point to get that. So
Can you revert your selection?
No, unfortunately
No.
not. And there's only 1 save file, which is the one it's keeping.
Can engage, does engage mean in conversation or an action?
Some of the actions you have, all the actions are classified as something specific. Either you're enduring something, or you're intuiting something, or you're interfacing
Okay.
with something. So
'Cause
one
I
of
was
them
gonna
is
say
engage.
If engage was a social engagement, like engaging with a person, I was gonna be like, the introvert in me says go with something else.
That's funny. Yeah,
Or you could like to show an example of that, if you went to any or if you could go to any one of those things on the eye,
sure.
and
So
something that has a task, and y'all
So-
can nope, not that one. A
everything
different
else
one.
that has a task.
Everything
You don't have
else.
any dice, it looks like.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm used
but
that up.
just to
This is just a
show-
sort of.
That also doesn't.
God damn it.
This is going well.
Yep, it'll be
We
good.
got this. We got this.
That also, yep, 3 for 3 are.
Great. I'm so pleased.
Maybe, maybe.
We shall find a way.
Also
Ah.
does it.
Okay, this. Yes. Okay. So this one, unloading containers, that uses the endure action.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And then
Okay.
there's other
So
ones that are labeled.
Some things
differently.
use some skills, others use others. I don't, and I'm not sure if there's necessarily any like consistency to it.
No,
It's just like,
it's all over the place.
you know.
Mm.
Anyway. I mean, the other thought, I guess, is that if I do this, I get the +1. But yeah, it's.
I mean, I think, I
either
mean,
way.
you have another approach here is that you now fill up the entire column. So now you have at least something for each
Yeah.
type of interactions
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
versus now you kind of don't have anything for engage.
And I guess it gives gives us flexibility. Yeah. All right. I think that makes sense. And it is unfortunate what I said.
Nice.
Darn
Yeah.
it. But that costs only
But
1
yeah.
point. So I guess I can use that. That gives us +1 and everything, and then I just have to save 2. But I won't be able to get that anyway. Because I could use a discount on cryo because everything is expensive. So
We do need that moolah.
we do need that moolah. Okay, speaking of which, we got to go and actually get some food. So
Nom 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 nom.
Fungus.
yes.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I hope that character comes up again. He was fun.
He was
He
is if we can ever get the mushrooms for him. He needs these we need one more of these caps and we can give him that stuff. But we don't have any yet. So
this was kind of an NPC at the start of the story who like us as a sleeper, like we were barely surviving and had nothing to our name, and he gave us fungus.
have fungus.
So he's hiding behind that mechanical interaction.
Yeah.
Once we give him something else. But.
So we've got one more cycle that we'll be able to get. I think all 5 dice. I don't remember if this is 5 or 4 after this. Like when they sort of check to see what your condition is. I think they do it before they give you 5 dice. Then this drops. So this is okay. But down the line, we'll have to think about getting more of the stabilizer, which is again pricey. But Also, I wanted to note this thing right here. I told you the bounty hunter that came looking for us. This is the clock that's cycling, and we're going to have to deal with him when it gets back around. Right. Yeah. And then the other one is the one who was the doctor, who is currently, she's waiting. She's like checking out some info. When this clock gets cycled, then she's the one who hopefully will have more access to stabilizer. So hopefully that problem will take care of itself. But okay, we're going to go to the home, and we are not, I repeat, not going to feed the cat this time because we need to hold on to our cryo.
See what I'm saying, guys? Come on.
It's
I'm not going to purr into my mic for you then.
Yeah.
Well, the cat's not there, so.
Yeah, but if you put the crackers out, they will come. All right. This is
Space kitties.
Trust us, it matters.
At some point, like what it's going to be is the bounty hunter will be like, "I've got you now," and then like 500 cats will swarm.
Yes, I'm telling you.
That would be so good.
All right, we're going to end our cycle. And this is a good spot to just briefly say hi to everyone who has come in since. You are watching the amazing Arvocalists with veteran Zach Clay and new arrivals, guest stars maybe becoming permanent members of the team, KP and Rem Alternus below. And if you like this, then please make sure to follow and spread the word and let everyone know and be like, wow, the most amazing voice acting on Twitch is going on right here, because it is.
Great. Yeah, we're about halfway through our cast, almost exactly, right?
Yep,
I think
that's right. Okay, so let's see. Right, where were we going? Okay, so that's going like that.
Oh, lots of nice dice today.
Yeah, we do. That's wow. Yeah, we do. Okay, let's see. So the Fang thing was it? I guess it was Fang. What the heck did he want?
I thought he was done.
I think he
you
was
can
done.
look at your drives, maybe.
Okay, yeah, drives. Good call. All right, we have improved the overlook. Oh yeah, that's the. We've done nothing with that.
Right.
There's this person who has a bar that she wants to help, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get right to that after I survive for a week. Emphas, we have to bring him Jarol caps. We can get those at the Greenway, but we need money to get over the ferry. Sabine, we have to wait for her to make contact. We have to track Ashton. I guess I'll put that on there just in case. Enter the Greenway. Again, we need money to do that. Disable your tracker. That's Feng doing that. And then crack Conway. Oh, yeah. So we have to meet Feng in the Greenway. Okay, so we need money, basically.
We need money.
Is what this sounds like. We need money.
Right.
So we got to do things that make money. So we have a lot of 6s, which means gambling and stuff like that would be well suited for this. Okay, now that's the ship mine thing. There's a gambling place. Where is it? Is it that one?
Fabricator? That says it's a fabricator.
That's to make a ship mine, actually, but you need ship mine fragments, and we do not have any of those. Okay. Is it here?
Nord exchange, sell components. Play the exchange.
Play the exchange,
Yeah,
right.
I think that's it.
So, that's 19 cryo. Let's just check and see, like, what this other thing makes us. So that's 19. This is... Oh, that's energy. Oh, he makes noodles. Okay, this is another way to do this, actually. So we can, instead of paying cryo, to get mushrooms, we could also use one of our dice here, which is safe, and that would also give us energy.
Ooh.
So something to think about that we could do. The other thing is, of course, on the other side, virtually, we still have these Yadigan agents that we can sell for monies.
Right.
So there's also that we could do. But for right now, it sounds like the gambling thing is probably the best. Oh, and the last thing is also over here, this shipyard we haven't done anything with. This is the Havenage shipyard. And they also have things like Endure. And that's just to move this clock, but it does not get us money. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we come back to that later or something. But that's the other thing that we haven't done anything with yet. The overlook bar. This is right. Build the still. And there's this too. There's the bar shift, which gets 15 cryo.
The other one is 19 though.
Yep. So I think you're right. I think we do that. I think we do. Is that the one?
No.
It's tracking Havenage.
Oh, there's 24.
24 cryo.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's the one.
That's the
This
one.
is the one we did. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
There we go.
Give us the monies.
Money.
All the monies.
All right. Stride of
Do we want to use?
second chance. I mean,
Yeah.
we need to get across the Greenway, right? So.
Why is the negative 13 cryo? Hold
That's
up.
if we failed, then you would lose 13.
Oh, okay.
We can't so far because we have 2 6s here, but.
You've gotten to the point in the game where it's like, okay, go to the new zone.
Yep.
Go to the new zone.
This is 5, but because of the +1 that we have because of Intuit, then we get another one. So that means we might actually have enough that we can get across the Greenway today. There it is, actually. So.
How much do we have total?
101. Just enough to get over. I hope they let us go back without having to pay 100 on the way back.
Nope.
Don't we get a? Oh yeah, that's with the discount she gets us.
It was 200. They like cut it in half.
Dang.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
it's
This game
wild.
is serious.
I know.
You want to cross? You need 2 days of gambling.
Seriously.
It's like real life.
Oh no! I'm playing games to get away from real life. Dear Lord.
Takes your chits toes to prepare. She'll be waiting at the edge for your arrival. So now we have this, which is across the Greenway. Okay, let's do it. New area.
Brand
Do you want
new.
to test to see if you can go back? Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, this one, Zach. How about you hit narration
Yeah.
on this, and
Yep.
maybe have KP. Well, you said KP or
Thumbs
Rem. We'll
up.
see, but possibly KP doing the voice
Okay.
for this. I have no idea who this is.
Oh, that'd be
Or
fun.
if it'll be anyone, I don't know.
True.
As you step out into the passageway, oh yeah, this is someone new. Someone barrels into you from behind, sending you stumbling down the corridor.
Oh.
Which although they're on the cover, I don't think we've.
I don't think we've seen this person. So this I don't know. Is this for either Rem or KP? Whatever.
I'm happy to try it, or if Rem wants to try it, I'm happy for you to try it too.
Après vous.
Oh, okay.
You turn to see an unfamiliar spacer who happens to be on the cover of this video game,
Oh my God.
laden with heavy gear. She steadies herself, staring you down as if daring you to respond.
Daring you to respond. We will see how that goes. Shadow Mage 30 cheer. I don't like elevators. They're always up to something. I'll be taking steps to avoid them. Nice work. Nice work. Way to go, Shadowed. Okay, let's see. Do I play the strong silent type like I stare her down as if daring her to respond? Let's see.
Well, she's daring you to respond, and if you stay silent, I feel like that's compliance. If you say sorry, that you're just being polite, but it's not your fault. She ran into you.
So maybe excuse me is a middle. What do you think?
Maybe we're in a staring contest, and if you break it, you lose.
I like Rem's interpretation.
I stay silent.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
she lost. She lost.
Well, so much for the voice.
Okay.
You never see her again.
She
I
adjusts,
think that means we won.
Yeah. She adjusts a strap on her shoulder, barely giving you a second look before setting off down the corridor.
So she's a stubborn XXPR spacer. I guess we'll find out.
Oh, another new character.
Oh, okay.
And this looks
Why
like
don't we
they
could still
shrug. Looks
have
like non-binary. It looks.
Sure.
Yeah,
Do you mind if I?
Yeah, go ahead, KP.
Yeah.
That's you.
Go for it.
I'm sorry for her.
A second spacer smiles at you apologetically.
She's on a mission, and when she's on a mission,
They shrug.
Tell her to be careful. No. Not a problem.
They smile.
you're sweet.
I say nothing, as if daring them to respond. No. Ah, okay.
Oh, okay. So maybe we should balance this out then. That
so then
have Rem do.
Yeah, have Rem do
Sure.
Esh then.
Okay.
Eek!
Esh stands further down the corridor, glowering at her friend. She chops at the air, pointing down the corridor to whatever end she's rushing to. Peak raises their eyebrows at you.
Ash, please. Do you want everyone on the station to hate us?
Esh hardens.
They want to hate us. They can hate us.
She drops her hip.
I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon.
Cordon?
Yeah.
Peak gestures in your direction.
See, they don't even know what you're talking about. This station isn't Hawthorne. Not everyone has to follow some corporate protocol.
Yeah, Esh.
Esh sighs.
I'm not saying they are part of the administration,
She jerks her head in your direction.
but I am saying we need to get these supplies to the Briar before someone starts asking questions.
The Briar?
That's our ship.
Peak explains. Yeah, we're at that stage where all these new locations and bring it to Hawthorne's thing in the Briar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
to Jim's watch on the third
Yes.
thing. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Peak,
Esh rolls her eyes.
what are you doing?
Peak ignores her.
We're with the refugees. The ones Havenage have cordoned off from entering the station.
Ah.
Esh interrupts.
The ones that are being quarantined in makeshift vessels that barely made it to the eye to begin with. The ones that your station administrators have called an existential risk and are running out of supplies while their right to safety is being debated by people with no stake in their future.
She quickly looks away, annoyed at her own outburst.
I understand the annoyance.
Peak sighs.
She's right. People are trapped out there, and
They turn to Esh.
we understand that this is a big problem for the Eye. Hundreds of refugees and more ships turning up each cycle.
They hold up a hand to stop Esh interrupting.
But
Esh turns away, her burning anger a palpable force in the close quarters of the corridor. That's a cool sentence.
Yep.
they need supplies. And after everything that they've been through, the quarantine isn't helping.
Peak finishes.
Stay silent. No,
That's
more than
terrible.
That's difficult is the sort of lame, like, oh, it's been difficult.
Sucks to
Sucks
be you,
to be
guy.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's difficult. I'm gonna go get some mushrooms.
That's that's rough, buddy. Yep. Esh looks back at you, her fierceness fading.
Peak, please.
Esh gathers herself and the supplies.
Esh, we need help. Just like the refugees needed us, we need others too.
They smile at her. Peak turns to you.
Come find us. The climbing briar is docked at the broken spoke, past the greenway in the wastes. We have a good view of the cordon, though we are keeping our distance for now. Come help us.
They squeeze your hand.
Nice.
Esh turns to leave and Peak follows, waving goodbye. A moment later, Esh shouts back down the corridor.
Don't bother coming empty-handed. You want to help? Show us. Bring supplies or don't come at all.
And with that, they disappear around the corner, Esh already picking up speed as Peak calls for her to slow down.
Hey, wait up!
I could get you some mushrooms.
Bring us presents.
A refugee flotilla? Where are they coming from and why now? Each time you think you begin to understand this place, something changes.
Wow. Okay. Well, we got a new drive, which is to figure out what is this now? The flotilla aid. All right. Well, that's good. We got a lot to figure out. And
You want to see how much? Do you want to see if it costs us to go back? Just double check.
I don't know if I want to be
Fair.
depressed this early. Yeah, okay. Well,
No,
all right,
see,
we don't. That's fine. Okay. All right, we made it. We have one cryo, but
when we go back, they're gonna ask us for 100 again.
exactly every
No,
time.
I hope not.
Okay. First
No,
thing
it
we're
didn't
gonna
look
do
like
is-
it, right?
Yeah.
I want to
Ooh.
check this side because this is
Whoa.
the Greenway Gate. Now we have access to this because we got this thing. So this is going to open up.
What
we
is
got
this.
This is the one. Remember when we were what was it called? The Guide or the Guardian? Remember the one that we worked with? That
That was in the vending machine.
yes.
Okay.
That guy. So there was one that was in a vending machine that protected himself from the hunter killer. They were the ones that helped us destroy the hunter and killer, and we also freed them.
Right.
And they gave us this thing to get into this part of the ship's, virtual system. So this is just free because,
More
this is
new
our
stuff.
stuff.
Nice.
Open up
KP,
the clouds.
am I the only one taking notes on each of these characters so that I don't forget what
I
I
am
did?
not at all. You have to understand. Okay, this has become my style of playing D&D or any TTRPGs. I am not the note taker. I should be. I'm not. It's terrible. I am terrible at remembering. It's not like I have good memory of things. I have shit memory of things, and I just don't happen to remember or bother to take notes. And
If I did that, I'd be like, yeah, she's Scottish now.
every page a new character.
everyone's Scottish.
Okay.
This whole station. I don't know how to do a Scottish accent. So there we go.
No.
There's a lot of anger.
There's a lot of
in the
anger.
Scottish end.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, sir. Okay. Right.
That's very pirate of you.
Right.
Scottish are very pirate. Having debated many of them, let me tell you.
Arr.
They're-
The Greenway
okay, yeah.
roils beneath you like a silt-choked river.
Perfect.
If what the navigator said was true, then no one has accessed these networks since the collapse. The hunter and killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems.
Yeah, Navigator was the one who helped us with the hunter killer.
Mhm. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that the bit rot has set in, the entropy of systems reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway on this entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you are falling into the flow.
Whoops. Okay, well, that's our show. And
A river of swirling darkness. You are spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's not that the Greenway was hiding in the darkness. It is made of darkness. It is filled by this substance, this process, this swarm. Now you are among it. You notice that a swarm is exactly what it is. 1 billion individuals moving in a flow.
Giving Robert Pattinson Batman, I am the shadows. It's not hiding in the darkness. It is made of darkness.
I was born in the darkness.
Yes.
There is no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points, shifting configurations endlessly. Then you see them, a figure turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push close through the system, or the storm. Sorry.
It's okay.
Both.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow, this is totally
This is
new.
all new stuff.
They are facing away. At least you think so. They are so fractured, so overgrown that it is hard to tell. Even from this distance, you can see their flesh is moving, flowing.
The description is ingrown farm administrator. I have no idea what, like...
Wow.
You watch, silent, as they stoop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. Then they move away, go a little further, and repeat the process as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It is cold, but it thrums with energy. You look toward the path of the figure, but they are long gone.
Okay.
When you blink out of the cloud, back to the leaves and the dappled light of the greenway, you hold a seed in your hand.
Now
okay.
we're a plant.
Gardener
parent.
seed. You need to find somewhere safe to plant this gift. Okay.
Keep it away from our cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Fertilizer once it goes through. It's a...
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't have. Okay, there's nowhere else
wow.
to check. So,
Interesting.
Nothing else. Oh,
well, there's
Greenway.
no green.
Oh,
the actual greenway.
maybe in here.
Ooh.
The simplest way to
Ooh.
explore the greenway is simply to pick a path and set off into its twisting chambers and passages. This carries obvious risks. Or rather than simply thrash through the undergrowth, you might sketch a map of this overgrown jungle to try to better navigate the hazards.
That sounds smart.
Well, this is
Yep.
what I was about to say. So is that right? Is that the REM and then this is the KP version? Like you just walk without notes?
Fine. Whatever, man. Let's go.
I mean, I don't know.
Notes.
You
Who
tell
takes
me.
notes?
Well,
Write it
I
down.
think it looks like putting that 5
Yep.
in. Yeah,
Because it's going to
you
be a
already got it.
6, and so it's a 100% chance of getting 3
Exactly.
on this.
Oh, so you get a bit more from. Okay.
And we have no danger in it because of that. That's the beauty of those +2s. And we got energy too. I forgot about that.
Oh,
Because you
nice.
get energy from doing that. So now here's the question. I could re-roll this, and if we get a 5, then we're in there. Because then it does the 3, we get another energy, right? But the
Yep.
problem is if we don't do that, we have no cryo, so we can't buy mushrooms. But, I mean, we're already up to 4 energy, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good
Do it.
Up to
Well,
you.
we were gambling earlier, so I feel like it's still in our system.
to gamble.
Yeah.
All
What
right.
would happen if you put the 3 in the map, the pathways? How well would that?
25%
Okay, no, that's-
positive, so it could be 2 going green. 50% neutral means we only get 1 in the clock, and 25% negative means we lose energy.
Right. So, and then instead, if you put it into the other one, I feel like it'll be very similar.
Yeah, except that, So, I mean,
We have to re-roll.
Yeah.
I'd say re-roll.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
heck
Talking
yeah!
about.
Look at that.
Let's go. So that's
Let's
6
kick some
now.
butt.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. So that's going to get us through the greenway, and hopefully this gives us a place to plant the seed, and we have full energy
See?
now.
Who needs notes?
Yeah, who needs
Who
notes?
needs notes? I'm telling you. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
It works,
mushroom,
guys.
we can get
Farm
the mushroom
stacks,
for,
mushroom groves. Oh my God,
would-
there's like a billion
wow.
things to do.
The aviary?
And we have a billion things to do and no dice to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like this is
Okay.
where we could put the seed. No.
You can steal the harvest. Okay, that seems bad.
Oh.
You can work the stacks. We can barter for food. Okay, so that'll be that's stuff that doesn't like tick off any clocks. It's just like another thing we can do to get money or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
More energy if we need it. Okay, what about the mushroom groves? Mushroom groves. Whoa.
Collect spores.
Why do we need
Grove
okay.
spores.
Oh, a Girol caps. Oh, we
Is
need,
that
we
what
need one of
those-
these. Yeah, we
We
need
do.
one more of these for what's his face.
Oh,
what?
See?
okay.
Yeah, one more panties.
One
You want
more
Yes,
of these.
one more
Another
pair of
set of
panties.
panties.
Not a panties,
Love-
all right?
Greg,
Clearly a
Listen,
mushroom.
once you
Can
see
we-
it, tell me you can't unsee it. All right? Can you tell me you can't?
I'm at a loss there, but Greg,
At least I didn't call them thongs.
What's up, Zach?
I think it's how poignant that panties it came up in an Ace Attorney game. Like
Yes,
literally,
oh my
it was a
God.
part of a plot that
Oh my
panties came up,
God.
and we laughed about that for so long. It's become like an Arvocalist meme that will just mention like panties, and everyone comes back.
I'm part
to
of
that
the
Ace
crew.
Attorneys, and you guys just yeah,
Came on it.
the-
Came upon it.
Which you didn't call it that, but then as soon as Rem did, yeah. So that was
Exactly.
Amazing.
Okay,
It's
so let's
great.
see what else we got here.
I called it
Clear
underwear.
overgrowth.
That's right.
yeah.
This gives us a sunlit refuge, so we could turn it back into a garden. Now, how much you want to bet that if we do
could
that,
live
that
there.
gives us a place to put the seed?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, but there's a lot of
It's
steps
a
for this.
big clock.
Jeez.
Oh my god! But you get 3 per. Okay, well,
Mm.
we'll worry about that once we survive.
more
I think.
things to do.
Service dock, waiting for Fang. Why does he always have to wait for Fang? When is he gonna be one waiting for you? Okay, so we can't meet him yet. That's fine. Haifa commune, a self-sustaining community.
Wow.
Oh, we can become part of the commune. We can work to the canteen.
Jeez.
Work the grow beds.
It isn't for everyone. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Listen to Crosby, Stills, and Nash. You can do all of it. All right.
This is where we needed to go, it seems, for a
This
quest.
is the Ashton guy. Yeah, this is the guy that Ankita wants us to find.
Mhm.
So he's here somewhere. Okay, so that's fine. We will come back to that. This one, here's the wastes.
Wow.
This is gathering scrap if we need scrap.
And the wastes is where she said to look.
Right, and she said
Checks out.
she said I think to start. Yeah, she said like you track him and then he goes on the way to the waste or something.
Yeah.
So-
As soon as he knows you're there, then he's gonna move to that
Right,
direction.
I bet you're right. Yeah. Okay, and then this
Wow.
is where the two that we just met.
Oh, okay. Welcome to, and then you need
Oh, see-
two
They
panties.
also want,
Oh, episode
two
Flux.
panties.
So this is for late game play. So this is only episode 1. There's 2 other episodes of it, and you can get those. I can get those easily. And it's the first of 3 episodic updates. So that's for later, and I think we should do the actual part of the game that we have right now, rather than this. Especially because I want to help out our boy Enfys, who is, you know,
You need of
with his
mushrooms.
he
panties.
gave us mushrooms
With his with his mushroom
panties.
panties.
Edible underwear.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go back and buy this, but first
That's
we gotta go
kinky.
home because we don't.
I feel like this is gonna be where you draw the line and put a toe over it, and I'm just
Yep.
gonna like
Yeet.
jump with 2 feet.
No more. Okay, right. So we're there. Great. Okay, we're gonna go to our home, and then we're gonna get. We don't need any money because we had all the energy and all that stuff. Okay, we can't feed the stray because we only have 1
Damn it.
cryo.
No, kitty.
No excuses, Greg.
And we starve. They starve. We
So-
just killed the cat.
Rem, I just got a text from John saying it was okay to announce what we announced. Thanks, John.
Well,
Okay,
he
Oh,
wants
no,
me to build
we didn't
excitement and market it. So
that's right. It's
put me
'cause
in
of-
front of an audience. I'm gonna do it.
That's I figured. I'll
And then
blame you if need be.
Tomorrow I'll be with a small private group, and I'll be like, I can't talk about it.
Yeah, sorry, it's an NDA. Need to know.
Had to have been there.
Yeah, so we didn't get this because I forgot that the condition was a little bit lower. This is still fine. It's really expensive to up our condition, so I don't want to you know, go crazy about it. Plus, once we get these mushrooms, which we should be able to do with the dice, then we can go back and give the mushrooms to Enfys, and hopefully that gives us more upgrade points and, you know, so on. Okay, so we got the dice. I don't remember, did we need money for the
I mean,
mushrooms?
I feel like we need money for anything at this point. Like, we have
not for the
one.
The
Yes.
answer is
True.
just yes.
Yes.
At least we can cross over for free now, so that's
Yeah.
You're asking if we need money to get the panties,
Yes.
right?
Can I just say, by the way,
Listen.
has anybody who here is has listened to Team 4 Star's version of Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
I have
No.
not heard their version.
No. Okay. Oh, damn it! I can't tell this joke then.
No? Oh, it's
Well, you can't tell us to watch.
Okay.
What is
Well, all
it? Team
right.
4 Stars abridged version of Dragon Ball Z?
It says Dragon Ball Z Abridged. It is. I
Is this
can't
like
even.
a YouTube video or?
Yeah,
like-
they have an entire YouTube series.
okay.
Wait, I think they've pretty much gone through all the way to Cell Saga,
Oh wow.
up till Cell Saga. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. And it's an abridged thing, so it's a parody, but they follow as close to the storyline as possible while still making it hilarious.
Okay.
And one of my favorite characters on there, or their version of him, is Nappa.
Mm-hmm.
The bald-headed Saiyan
Yep,
that
yep.
comes at the very
Yeah, yeah.
beginning.
Yes.
And so he talks like this, and then he goes, Vegeta, Vegeta, Vegeta. And then finally when they arrive on Earth and they go, what are you guys here for? And he goes, we're here for panties. But out of context, it's not
accurate
as
to the
funny.
show. Yeah,
Accurate to the show. Now I just have Nappa. Anytime you guys say panties, it goes, panties.
Okay, I'm gonna get these mushrooms because we can do this
Great.
for no
Cool.
problem. We're gonna
Awesome.
get,
Yeah.
then we're gonna help out our boy Enfys right now. Okay, we got it. We got a positive outcome.
Deep
Woo!
event
We're running back to tell him. We leap onto the ferry. We run
Wonderful.
across because we've had this quest for like
A long time.
A long time. Wait.
Yeah, don't go back.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like we're just hopping back and forth.
over and over.
Woo! I mean, it's free. It's free. I mean, that's our form of entertainment right now.
true.
Listen.
Here we go. I got your caps. Giraffe fricassee.
Who?
What do we got?
Who voices him?
It
I
was. I don't remember actually.
don't remember either. It may have been me, but I'm down to have KP do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, if he does it, I don't know if he does it.
Oh wait.
Oh,
He's
you have
working
to
on
wait
gathering
3
ingredients.
days.
He doesn't like to rush these things. Are you kidding me?
Oh, come on.
All right, so 3
Memphis.
cycles, and then we'll
All
be
right,
able to get
all
this
right.
awesome mushroom thing. Okay, so we have the dice are pretty terrible. We could re-roll them. We do need to get energy at some point, but we have multiple ways to do that. Theoretically, there's stuff to do over at the Greenway.
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to re-roll? Do we think that the likelihood that we'll get?
Yeah, because we don't really need them for this right now. So
I guess that's true. So we might as well re-roll. All right,
then
re-roll.
start.
Okay, it's better.
Hey,
Stuff
that's a little
Five
better.
for
Yeah.
So do we get any cry, or do we go and like deal with the?
Oh yeah, because you're gonna need to eat. Although there was something over there that gave you energy, right? That you could put a dice in.
That's true. Oh, you know what I just realized too? I don't think he gave us the option. Yeah, we can't even buy mushrooms from him right now. So
Oh yeah.
So
We have to get food from somewhere
We
else.
have to get food from
You
someplace.
guys keep talking about food.
Oh God, now I'm
know.
hungry.
Yeah.
So it costs 100 cryo, by the way, to get this stabilizer, and that's another reason that like, you know, it's something which is not. Sabine is going to be ready next turn also, which was next cycle, which is good.
What does
So,
that do? What does it? What
Sabine
does she
is the
give?
one who gave us the stabilizer in the first place, and
She's the doctor, right?
she's the doctor.
Right.
And we tracked down information from her that helped us. So I'm hoping that gives us some like, you know, I want something where it's basically like you'll never need stabilizer again. Have this automatic auto pump thing or whatever. That's the plan. Oh, there's also this. I forgot about that. We can get energy from here too.
Oh great.
And if we put in a 3, actually.
Yeah.
So worst comes to worst, we get a 1, 75%. Well, I mean, we'll get at least 1. We might get 2. And then we can use the 5 over at the Greenway for something complicated. I don't know what we're going to do with this 1, but
do it.
Noodle manufacturer.
nice.
Oh,
Full
there we
energy, and we got
go.
some
There you go.
cryo. Enough to feed
Nice.
the cat. Not that we're going to do that, Zach.
We always feed the cat.
Yes.
It's gonna be so fat.
We're gonna piss off the cat god at some point.
That's true.
Yeah.
We don't.
But I've fed you 5 consecutive times, but
Yeah.
not the 6th
Yeah,
time.
Greg, have you forgotten the game that we played just before this game?
That's
the one
true.
that was called Purgatory,
Purgatory,
a
it
game
is
full
true.
of cats.
You make a
Ah.
good point. You make a good point. Okay.
That's where our cat's gonna go if we don't feed him every day.
Okay, let's see. Founders Fair. Okay, hang on a second. My daughter is calling me. Talk
Alright.
amongst yourselves. 1 second.
Mm.
Well, how are y'all feeling so far? I feel like you guys are doing great.
This is
Oh,
fun.
thank you. This has been fun.
I so didn't know what to expect, so it was like, yeah, I have a thing. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's a
it's
lot
been
of fun.
pretty great.
Good.
I mean,
This game is a good mix of game and then lots and lots of voice
Dialogue.
and then game and then so
If we've got a minute, the Kickstarter is only $16 away from $26,000.
wow.
You can
Ooh.
help make a game creator's dream come true
Yes, chat.
by going
Go-
and
Yeah, link it in
following-
chat again.
doing the Kickstarter
doing the
thing.
things.
Do the thing.
Do the
chat.
things.
Do
Do
it.
the things.
Do the
Do
thing.
it.
Do the things.
Do it.
Do
You
it.
see my picture on there too. If
Yeah.
like you want to be like, hey, I know someone.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Emily the Invincible, what is enoki? I have heard of this. Or do either of y'all know what that is?
I don't know what it is, but I'm like all about trying it. I love new
Yeah.
foods.
And, oh, Noki? GNO. Wait,
No.
where?
No, in Twitch chat.
It's
Emily said-
ENOKI.
Enoki. It's a mushroom.
Oh.
Oh, it's a type of
I
mushroom.
would-
Yeah. I feel like I've heard it,
Yep.
but I
like
haven't.
Mushroom.
I haven't tried it. So.
Mm-mm. I feel like I finally reached that period in adulthood now where I, as a kid, whereas I feel like most kids do, did not like mushrooms, but then now, especially because it's just like often thrown in with other things to give a meaty flavor or whatever, I don't really mind it as much. I'm still not to the point where I'm like, oh, I specifically want mushrooms,
I
but
love the texture of mushrooms.
I found that it really depends on how it's been cooked. If
Yeah.
people didn't do it correctly, then it gets messed up and it gets rubbery. It gets really hard to chew through, and the texture is all funny. But if you can get it right, if you do it from what I've experienced, it gets really nice and soft and just full of flavor. And
I support you guys in being wrong.
rubbery is the way.
Sometimes,
you're a full mushroom person.
if it's a mushroom, I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
Wow.
No, I still enjoy it, but like when I was younger, the reason why I got turned away from it was because it was just some of them were just rubbery and flavorless. Like they wouldn't add any like salt or anything to it.
Flavor.
Or it's just you just sit there going, I feel like I'm chewing through rubber. Okay.
I have always felt a little weird eating something that feeds off of death. I mean, it's a little badass, but it's also kind of strange.
It's necromancy. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. God, that's cool. I'm such a foodie. I'm so excited. So I live in Montreal.
Mhm.
Oh.
And I'll be traveling to Ohio in a couple weeks, where my family is, and then up to Chicago, where I lived for 7 years.
Wow.
And I can't wait to get all of that food in Chicago again.
What specifically in Chicago?
Del Sol is a Korean street taco place, and it is so good. That was my wedding food.
I'm going to Chicago actually in the summer, so I'm gonna make note of this.
Do it. And then Bavarian Lodge is in the suburbs. It's really good German food, and it's close to Galloping Ghosts, which is a massive arcade where you just pay $20 and you're in. No tokens, no quarters. It is huge.
Like classic, like Dig Dug and Pac-Man kind of arcade.
Yeah. They have a ton of them, and they have so many that they actually opened a second location that's just pinball.
Wow.
So for $5 more, you can go to.
Sorry about
that sounds so fun.
Pinball is big for some people.
Yeah.
Like.
But yeah, I'm very excited for food.
Great.
Sorry about that. But all good. All back. Okay, so in chat programming note, we have got another 50 minutes, 50 or so, and then we will close up shop. So in the meantime, please spread the word. I hope you were enjoying the Arvocalists starring Zach and maybe soon to be starting KP and Rem. And
if they will have us,
if you will
have us,
right? I mean, exactly.
We should go full Survivor, like with the chat at the end of the show, or like vote someone off.
Oh, great!
Oh no!
Can you imagine? How was your experience
down.
on Arv's channel? Well, it was terrible. They all voted against each other.
You watch. That's gonna be.
Arv got voted off. It was really embarrassing.
Yeah, no, I got voted off my own channel.
We run
this is our channel now.
Yes.
Why is it called Arv and Eleron? Well, that's back in the ancient days. That was
before he was deposed.
Exactly, before the coup happened.
Before the monarchy was brought down.
Thank you for the adding the command subversion,
thank
Rudnell.
you.
Appreciate it.
That's so nice.
I have the nicest people, by the way. They are
Yay.
amazing people.
Thank you.
And they are called the Arvonauts. Is the name they call?
I love that.
Mm-hmm. So okay, what the hell were we doing? We were going
Mushrooms.
somewhere.
Panties.
Mushrooms, yes. Mushroom growers. Not panties.
Yes, always.
Always.
Oh,
that's for energy. No, that wasn't the
Oh
place.
yeah, we already. So I think we were just gonna do something over here.
Yeah, farm stacks.
Did we want to attempt the place where we can plant a seed?
Right.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, which is the secret, not the Haifa commune. Was it the Wild Margins?
No.
Or that
no.
too.
Oh, is that
also-
dude or this guy too? There's tracking Ashton.
Right.
Or
And then this.
there's this thing, right? Which is
I don't think it's the aviary because that's bird related. I feel. Oh
no, it is
clear.
because it's the Sunlit
Yeah.
Refuge, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
one of those two. Oh boy. See, the thing is, go ahead, Rim.
I don't want to do the seed there though, because aviaries, like if a bird eats it, then.
So what is the other place? Mushroom growers. Yeah, I don't think we can plant it anywhere. Can we? Or is it
feel
the
like-
farm stacks?
I don't know. I mean, the farm stacks.
I don't. Or what does the item?
No, because
itself
there's
say?
no way to
No,
get
yeah.
to know to them.
Yeah.
What is-
You need to
A
find
safe
somewhere
place.
safe to plant this gift.
Yeah.
It feels like it's got to be somewhere in the greenway, and it's probably.
I feel like that was because you're clearing it out, and then when you clear it out, that means that you're exposing dirt for it to be planted
turning
into.
a garden, yeah, and it says sunlit refuge, right? Like it feels like you're making it into. But the thing is, like, so Ankita's thing right here.
Mhm.
Yes.
If we put in, then this is going to be a 6, right? So that means we're going to get 3 on this clock, and that only leaves 5, right? So theoretically,
so 2 more attempts.
within 2 cycles, we'd have this done, and maybe that means we get another upgrade point, and then we'll be able to move on the other one faster. I don't know.
Okay, that sounds smart, actually. Why not?
That would be my thought process, because we can do this and get a 6, so we know that we'll get the 3 tracking Ashton thing. So find Ashton.
Plus, I feel like it's full circle. We started with Ankita and
That's true. And
coming back at the end for it.
With Ankita. Okay, we got 1. So now we'll just do this because that makes sense. I'm just kidding. Okay. So
we can't re-roll it anymore. Never mind.
No,
I was going to be like,
can't.
re-roll.
I could take a risk, but it's a big risk.
Yeah, no.
So this lets you leave and come back. It's not like, oh, these tracks are here. Now they're not because you walked away.
No, it looks like you can come back because this clock would have said something like it only exists for so long.
Oh, okay.
So I guess one of the other things we can do is we can check out the, not here. We could check out back on the other side. We could use one of the ones on like either something
a low risk
safe or a low risk deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Across the rim. Hey,
Hi,
what's
Fort.
up, Fort?
Good to see
Hello.
you. I've had 3 friendos tonight. Welcome,
that's
guys.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome all the friendos. Let's see, hub access. Oh, actually, and there was one other thing up here that I think I forgot about, which is here.
To the hub.
Yeah, see, there's another thing that gives you, like, you can navigate the bays around here so you can learn things around this place. I forgot about that, too.
They're both risky.
They're risky. I mean, this one, the negative is we lose 13 cryo, which we had 9 to begin with. I mean,
are we willing?
It's a risk. I can also,
It's up to you.
It's up to you, dude.
We don't even know what this.
We don't even know what this does, except that we haven't been up here at all. So, except
Do
for
it.
one time.
Is there anything else it would be smart to spend the 1 on?
Well, the only place that uses 1s fairly consistently is down here, the Yadigan agent stuff.
But maybe. Why not?
And then we sell those for money, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Until
There you go.
Need some.
And we all need money.
Yeah.
We do.
Yes.
This is Yadigan data.
Capitalist society, we all need.
We all agree that in these capitalist times, in this economy. Okay.
and then
right. He needs the
tomorrow,
Yadigan data. Yeah.
Sabine's
There
thing
we
will be
go.
Done.
Need 5 of them though. Oh, actually, if we spend it, then we can, and we get 4 more of those data. Then we get a file of stabilizer, and we don't have to drop 100 cryo on it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So that's another possibility. Okay, we are now, however, out of stuff. So now we get to go back to the house.
Kitty.
Kitty! Does Kitty have a name?
Ooh.
Yes.
Nope.
Money sink.
First name Money, last name Singh.
Not going to be able to continue with this show.
All right, here, have 4 cryo. This had better lead to something and not just have literally been a 4 cryo drop every damn time. Oh my God.
I could see you.
So this is what it's like to have a pet. All right,
Yes,
you never
exactly,
know,
Arv.
Specifically
Get it?
especially a cat. Especially a cat. You never know if you're going to get any return in this investment, even just a basic,
Right.
rub against your hand or something. You never know, but
Exactly.
it's a hope. It's a hope.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a fool's hope? You don't know.
Exactly. Okay, so Sabine is back. Always a good idea to do, Chad, if you play this game, always a good idea to do these first, because they can either give you more advance points, more upgrade points, which is good, and B, sometimes give you rewards and or have other quests that you could then use your dice on, theoretically. So since Sabine is now back in her apartment, that leads us to this. So Sabine is going to be, I think Sabine was played by Dot. So maybe this one, Rem, we have you do this one
Got you.
for the doctor.
And I
you
think
wanna,
Sabine is non-binary too.
Okay.
That's right. I'm sorry. That's right. They are. Yes. So either Zach or KP to narrate this.
Okay.
Either one.
Zach?
Zach, have you... Yeah, why don't you narrate on this one, Zach, and then KP will get the
Sure.
next one.
All right. 4 cycles, Sabine said. And here you are, right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here.
Wait.
You try to settle down, to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they?
Check the terminal.
You check and double the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just the pale glow, the silence.
They were also worried that they were going to get tracked down by the Yadigan gang. And so this is a little bit concerning.
You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. A knock at the door.
Oh, crap.
A figure stands in the door, and immediately you know it's not Sabine. They are taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape, like a stubby baton, hangs loosely from her hand.
I'm more concerned about the loyal Yadigan lieutenant. All right. Let's give this one to KP then.
Okay.
This is, I assume this is kind of a badass take no prisoners, and kind of like, what are you doing? That, like kind of a just the facts type of thing.
Let's see how this goes. Our local sleeper. Good to finally meet you.
She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes.
What, may I ask, are you doing here?
She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare.
This is not a moment to stay silent. I'm just going to say... waiting for...
Of course. A mutual friend of ours, the good doctor.
She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around.
We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours.
She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it.
People always seem to forget who put them where they are at.
She glances at you.
And I suppose you are here to help?
Where are they? Where's Rachel?
I was hoping you would be able to help me with that.
She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours.
We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they are in a little trouble now.
Well, crap. Hey, Tilted, what's going on, man?
But it's the kind of trouble that you need help for. So I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole, and here you are, the help.
She looks through the detritus on the side.
And what help? A sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either.
Just gonna keep this person going. What do you mean?
Well, I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owner.
She pauses.
Essen Arp.
I don't think that's as big a reveal as they think, because pretty much Sabine was claiming that that was the case. And so, yeah.
What happened to... Okay. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabaya looks away, waiting for a response.
Prove it.
Happily.
She crosses into the next room, and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark, then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see SNARP letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo like the sigil of some cult. Rabaya steps away from the terminal.
Look all you want. Some of your files may even be in there.
Well, crap. Preparing for a winter storm. Oh, no kidding, Tilted.
Mm-hmm.
The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an SNARP employee, why did they help you?
Guilt.
Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. You bet that breaks your concentration.
Yeah.
It shimmers in the screen light. It's viscous, clear liquid, crystalline within the glass.
Here it comes. This is yours for the small fee of selling out everyone.
Yep.
We will, of course, keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense important medicines, even without the doctor.
You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment you have the urge to crush this object for the power it has over you.
What's up, Gregory?
I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now.
Rabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it at her side.
We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand.
Rabia turns on her way out.
There is no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles.
She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath.
Oh, everything about that stinks.
Interesting.
Everything about that stinks.
We got an upgrade point, though.
Yeah, but at least. Oh,
Strange.
my God.
Because basically we worked for a long time to get information about that gang that Rabia works for, and now they don't even know where she is. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. So it's completely, it's even more secretive.
Yep.
So we need one more to drop our cryo action cost because we only have one upgrade point. But that's all right. We'll get there. Okay, that's great. We might as well just check out the dispensary. But now it's 80. Well,
great.
yeah, wow.
Yay.
20 cryo discount. Let's tell you. Woo. Okay. Right. Okay. We have the 4s. We have the 1s and the 2s. We have this random.
Rabia's office. There it is.
I guess it's worth at least
checking out.
Oh, you'll need to wait
she's
your
on
turn.
2 cycles. Yeah.
Oh, fine. Okay, whatever. Right. Okay. So again, we got those 1s. We can re-roll those, or we can use them on Yadigan agents for more.
We do need more, and you said that gave us stabilizers a lot cheaper than having to get 80.
Yeah.
Well, now 80. Yeah. That could feed 20 cats.
Yeah. Greg,
So
think
many
of all the
strays
cats we
we're
could
just-
feed.
Yes. Oh no, I'll think about it all the time. It's on my mind.
We could
the
feed
whole
all
time.
of our cats money sink, price gouge. All you can feed outstanding debt. Don't forget about outstanding debt.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, that's
That's the calico.
College loan.
that's the stuff.
Oh yeah, good old college loan. Getting up there in the years. Still kicking though. Still kicking.
Still taking the money. Still taking the money.
We have a mortgage, but no. God.
That's great. That sounds like an interesting. That's a pretty cool character concept for D&D that I'm just gonna steal now.
Yay!
Person
all
who,
of us.
who regrettably feeds all these cats, and because they have this disdain, just names them after like all these money sinks.
Yes.
Beat my cat's death and taxes.
Yeah.
College fund. Oh, they just gave us one. Oh, I didn't realize that. They just gave us a
there we go.
stabilizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one they set on the desk.
Yep.
Yeah, I
We're
just didn't
good.
think we got to keep that, but that's cool. Now the question
It's
is, do I
real.
use it now?
You gave Toby a sock.
Yeah, because we need the 5. We need the 5 dice. So I'm going to have the 5 dice. Where do I put that?
I think you do it when you sleep.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm.
Okay. So we have 4, so we should go back to the Greenway, I guess, unless we're going to use the hub. But I feel like we've all connected with the Greenway. I feel that.
And the only other clocks that we have going is that we're waiting on Fang over here somewhere, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
We got what? 3 more on him.
Yeah. Do we want to continue with the?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
No. Do we get more for
Yeah,
tracking him if we do the other side? For doing the search for signals.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So yeah, worst comes to worst, it moves its sum. So.
Do we want to put the 4 in there?
My bad.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I made a mistake. So yeah, this
Well,
is
you
a
did.
4, but it's the
that was a
plus
4.
1 because of the because we have plus
Got
1.
it.
That's one of our for interface.
Right.
All right, come on,
That's
positive.
still
Let's go.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, there we go.
Yay! There we
Nice.
go.
So
one more time.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Second
It's up to
verse,
you,
same as the
man.
first. Well, if we get. Yeah. No, that is definitely what we should do.
Oh, you can't. Oh,
Do
never
it.
mind. No, you can't.
Do it. Do it.
Come on.
Do it.
Ah, God damn it.
Oh, wow.
It was neutral, but like,
Well, at least it's 1.
can I do it?
Are you?
No.
That's a
Re-roll-
that's a
re-roll.
I
risk,
can
man.
re-roll it.
Yeah.
Try it. Try it.
Wait,
Why not?
Well, how are you gonna
Right,
get
this is
your
the
energy
problem.
back up?
Exactly.
How are you gonna-
So I have to think about whether we put that to get energy, in which case we go to one
How
of them
much
places up
Cryo
here.
do you have?
I forget what it is. I have 5 right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the aviary. What is it? There's one of these places that you can. They give you energy for.
Yeah, I forget.
No, that's taken away.
That. Farm stacks?
No, that's work.
Yeah.
Oh
Farm
wow!
stacks.
Oh,
Well-
that gives you quite a bit.
Yeah, but you have to steal though. That's risky.
Do we want to re-roll this to? Oh wait, no, that was.
Well, I mean, so if we do this, then it means worst comes to worst, you get 6 cryo.
Instead of
But
16.
the thing is, it doesn't matter because we can't buy anything because what's face is still working on, the mushroom thing. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Wait, does sleep not give you energy back? Is it just eating?
No, sleep takes away energy. Eating.
But there is a
gives
thing
energy
that
back,
allows you to. Actually, no. There's a sunbathe dice action which we can do at home. So let me run back home and just quickly see what that takes because it takes a die, but.
Say hi to MS. Money sink.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought you meant student loan.
Why did
We
My
have
brain
several
was like
cats now.
what is it called?
Oh, see, there's the
Multiple-
inject.
And,
Sclerosis?
Multiple
Yeah, I was like,
sclerosis. Yeah.
I was like, do you get that from sunbathing? Okay.
So this makes sense. We'll get energy that way.
There you
Wow.
go. Yeah.
Worth it. Come on.
Yeah,
Big
good.
money. Yeah, big money.
All right, so there's that.
Well,
And
not
then-
really.
I
Close
mean,
enough.
no, it's put that in there. Okay, so condition
Hey.
stabilized, body repaired. So now we're gonna get 5 dice out of this.
Yay.
Great.
I
You don't have.
We didn't look at this. We didn't even ask for it. He's ready to do it. He's just like
It's working, guys.
peer pressure works. Everyone.
Yeah. Yep.
Yay!
feed the cat the seed.
Do it. Do it. I'm gonna.
Yes.
If you don't take care of the kitty, we're gonna make all of your voices so stupid.
Yeah.
Woo, look at me. Look at me.
This is
Oh,
gonna
damn
be
it.
Citizen Sleeper, the like
Cat edition.
parody edition.
bad anime. Like,
Citizen WTF. Yeah. Okay, now we got lots. Okay, look at all those dice. Man, we're stable.
Wonderful.
We have no money. It's perfect. All right, see you, mortgage. We're gonna go over.
We're
here.
stable. We have no money. It's perfect. I don't know if that's.
Talk to
We
your
could
cat,
probably-
man. Talk to your cat.
Yeah,
You got no
okay,
one to blame
fair
but
enough.
yourself. All right.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So, I have some news to send you, Arv.
Oh yeah, you do.
I don't know if you'll like it, but do you want it? Do you want to know for certain something and be sad about it, or not know something and live in blissful oblivion?
Be sad about it. Or
maybe the right feeling might actually be justification.
Okay.
uh-oh.
All right, lay it on me, I guess.
So feeding the cat, you never get anything except the initial dialogue after feeding her once.
I thought you were about to say, I've decided I need to leave. Instead, you're like, no, it's the cat. Well, you know what? So what you're
But we're
saying,
gonna still feed him anyways.
you would, but you've thrown.
Karma.
So you're telling me we've thrown how much? Like
At this point, it's
40
probably like
cryo.
no, not that much. It's only 4 per.
But
we
we've done
haven't
it for
fed
like
it
10 turns in a row.
No, we have not fed it for 10 turns. We haven't even had the cat for 10 turns.
Listen,
I'm just saying that. Listen. What I'm gonna say is, you might not get in-game benefits here, but there is
in
such
fact,
a
you
thing
won't
as
get
yes, yes. But there is such a thing as karma, and I, as a Hindu, can profess to you that even by doing something as good as it is, and irrelevant as it might be in a video game, saving a life, a digital life, might net you some karma. And maybe that's why you're rolling so well whenever you have to do these 50% good and bad situations.
So I had a pretty big nibble from an agent on a manuscript I'm shopping. So what you're saying is that by doing this, I have built up a karmic store that may benefit me with this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when we all go to whatever afterlife it is, despite however it looks or like wherever you enter in, there's always a leaderboard to there that says how many
Digital
times
cat?
did you feed the cat in Citizen Sleeper specifically.
You're feeding me the greatest vial of copium that exists. Like, this is just
No,
That's what
hold
we're
up,
here
wait,
for,
it's
right?
cadmium.
wait,
It's
hold
not
up.
even copium. It's cadmium.
Hold up.
Caddy.
The future is meta, and therefore our heaven in the future is digitized.
I know all we've been eating are mushrooms, but what kind of mushrooms at this point? Because
Exactly. Yeah.
we're going off
KP
the
is
rails.
right. What's that?
Oh my
There's
God.
that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Junip. What is it called? And it got a not a Grammy, an Emmy or something about digitized afterlife.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Juniper something or I
Yeah.
forget.
No, it was on, and it was like Amazon. I think it was on it was on
or-
Amazon, wasn't it? It was
No,
on
it's a
Amazon Prime
Netflix.
Video. It was Netflix?
Yeah. Black Mirror is Netflix,
Oh
and
no,
they have
Black
a
Mirror is Netflix, but I thought there
Yeah.
was a show that talked about just the digitization of your life that was on Amazon.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I know what you're talking about. I know which episode you're talking about.
This is a full-on copium bong, 50-gallon steel drum full of copium. See, exactly. All right. Okay, we're gonna do
Only here at the Arvocalists.
only here. We're gonna do this. I thought about risking it with a 3, but like, I see new face on
Ooh.
screen. Rad
Who's
new
that?
faces. That is the Rising Tides, otherwise known as Brandon O'Brien, who is an awesome person and is a wonderful award-winning poet and is a good friend and is a game designer and is game designing my Gray Shade game and also is a GM and co-host Speculate with me and does all kind of awesome stuff.
Oh,
So
that's
Is
fantastic.
this the Brandon that doesn't like puns?
This is the Brandon who understands the value of puns, which is why when we do one, he likes to rhyme ooh, but he starts it with a B for his name Brandon, so it comes out boo. But really, he's like, ooh, what a great pun is what that is.
Yeah, again, the mushrooms
Yeah.
that you are ingesting, I think, are misleading your perspective there.
Harv, stop it.
So what
Oh.
you're saying is your poems are fed on puns, and we should provide more of them so you
Absolutely.
can continue to create multiple award-winning
KP.
poems.
Exactly.
KP, I will find you.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Find
We're all
me,
about
find me, and give me a hug.
He likes mushrooms. He's a fun guy. Yeah, man,
Ah, there it
let's
is.
go.
This was great. It's not
We're
gonna
gonna
work
end the
out.
stream, guys.
not gonna
Yeah,
work out.
This is done. I'm over.
Ugh.
I've changed my mind.
I'm just waiting for the reaction. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Right now, he's typing in capital B and a bunch of O's. He's just typing it in.
It's
and
probably
then
just because the B key is broken, and so it's
stream's
just
canceled. I will spare you this one. Okay.
This
Thank
one.
you. Okay. We're gonna put this in because we really want to find Ashton. So
Yes,
we put in a
yes,
5 to go up to 6. So we still have the 6 in reserve, and now we get 5 cryo, and now
Woo.
we have found Ashton allegedly.
Ha.
It's Ankara. Ooh.
Ooh, stranded mercenary.
Full circle.
Oh.
So Ankita is being played by Rem, right?
Yes.
So do we want to have who did
KP.
narration last? KP should be doing this,
I
right?
just did.
Yes.
So yes.
Okay.
All right. The trail ahead extends deep into an overgrown section of the greenway. At this far end of the ring, where the long, lazy curve of the greenway becomes the shattered landscape of the wastes, things are oddly quiet. Ahead stands a vast farm stack, broken from its axis by rust or force, and lying amongst the overgrown landscape like an ancient temple. It is stained with moss and algae, flows of green running out from its broken tanks like a frozen brackish tide.
Brandon, I should also say, Brandon, Rising Tides is also a big fan of this particular game and has streamed it. So
It's very atmospheric.
yeah.
This is where Ashen is hiding, you're pretty sure. All your intuition points to the shadows beneath this collapsed superstructure. You roll the comm headset Ankita gave you in your palm.
So why would we go alone unless we try to like basically play him against the middle? Like, you know, you better give us cryo. Because like, I feel like we spent as much time and effort to get Ankita on side. I don't want to be like, okay, so I'm just going to be a jerk now and stab you in the back.
Yeah, she seems like she's nicened up because of all of this.
Right.
Yeah, and also she's freakishly strong and can kick our ass.
Right,
so
there's that too. Exactly.
But
Don't
maybe
forget it.
Maybe we want that. I mean,
Well, we
Kinky.
send her after. I want to send her after the guy that's going to come back for us at some point. That's what I want. All right, Ankita.
You slip the headset into your ear and it fizzes with static. After a few moments, you hear Ankita.
Sleeper, have you located the target?
A doubt enters your mind. Can you be sure he's there? Ooh.
What? Yes, come now. Damn it.
You can't ask for. Never mind. Oh, that's her. I was like waiting for you.
No, it's okay.
it happens.
I'm just like listening, like, what? Speak.
Copy. Hold tight until I get there.
The static cuts out, the channel dead.
Oh no, the channel's dead.
You hold your position and watch the trail. Ahead, the stars wheel with the motions of the eye, and your mind wanders. You try to imagine what this place looked like before the collapse. All ordered rows of crops, corporate pleasure gardens, glowing farm stacks. Now it is a wilderness, a strange overgrown biosphere bordered by the void of space. You smile, despite everything. It seems like an improvement.
Sleeper,
Ankita's hiss brings you out of your reverie.
he in the collapsed stack?
Yes.
I think so. Oh, wow. You're confident.
Okay, you seem confident.
She slaps you on the back.
If we're wrong, I'm in big trouble.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way I'm following that trail. If he's up there, he'll have eyes on that for sure.
She glances across the landscape.
Let's keep to the undergrowth. Work our way around.
She heads off towards the central spine of the greenway, with you following close behind. It is slow going there, where the overgrowth meets the metal wall. But it is so concealed they can barely see the glass roof high above. Ankita somehow seems to know where to go.
Okay.
Ankita works her way through the dense undergrowth, pushing aside branches and fronds. It is exhausting and you desperately want to rest, but Ankita shows no signs of letting up.
Okay.
Up ahead, there's a faint glow from the collapsed stack. Ankita leads you around the side to a broken tank. You both step through the opening, trying to avoid the broken glass that sits among the moss and algae.
Okay.
You work your way up the slanted tank, Ankita setting a deliberate pace. Somewhere water drips, and you swear you hear birdsong. Hanging plants catch the light, coating the place in a pale and sickly green.
This is going to be some like sweet grandmother who's just like, well, welcome to the.
Hello, children!
I'm Ashton. Hello.
Right.
Ankita reaches the edge of the tank, where it meets the central drum, and holds up a hand for you to stop. You inch forward and look over the edge.
You see Ashton Kutcher.
The vast drum is like a cistern with plants growing on all sides and wet mossy islands at its base. It is beautiful, and for a moment you can't see anything but tones of green.
Okay.
Then you see the sleeper.
Oh, God damn it. Because I don't think he's a sleeper. Oh, boy. Ankita's not going to be happy.
In a faint circle of light, descending down through the drum, the sleeper lies slumped at an odd angle. They are surrounded by crates, and beside them on one of the mossy islands there is an object. A cylinder set on a tarp. It is connected to the sleeper's head. You flinch. Are they one of the others? One of the ones that escaped with you? You squint, trying to recognize them. They are twisted, broken, open, wrong. You look away. Ankita doesn't look at you. She doesn't look at the sleeper. She fixes her eyes on this object. Oh, sorry.
You were so into it.
The flow, man.
That's Amber's ship mind.
She says, and you suddenly recognize the cylinder.
Who is... Oh, crap.
You turn to Ankita to speak, but she's already gone. She drops off the edge of the tank and lands on one of the mossy islands, her armor letting out a hiss as it absorbs the impact.
Okay, so she found the ship mind, but...
The shot hits her shoulder piece, the ceramic armor cracking but holding as she braces into the impact. Then she launches herself forward, the now activated armor launching her across the drum. Another shot goes wide before she reaches the cover of the crates beside the sleeper.
This just got real.
Shit.
You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall.
Oh, that's actually... Yeah, that's Zach.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Wait.
That's them.
Zach, you wanna?
Shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. You hear the shout from one of the tanks high on the far wall. Ankita reaches over and wraps a hand around the thick connection between the ship mind and sleeper. What is she doing?
This is going to be bad.
You better come down here or I'll rip this right out of their head.
She screams at the wall of tanks. You shiver at the suggestion. I feel like he would just based on character, stop is the right one unless you want to stay silent.
Yes, I agree. It's the problem is I'm trying to decide whether or not this is a gamble that, like, the sleeper's not going to know. That the sleeper's not going to know, which means I don't think Ankita... I'm trying to decide if Ankita is actually doing this or if this is a bluff. If Ankita would do this...
Stay silent?
Well, stay silent is if I think it's a bluff, but I don't know.
I mean... We've had a longer time to know her, so...
Don't fork with me.
Yeah.
Well, what? So this ship mind is connected to this sleeper who's... I mean, I thought this whole time the sleeper was dead. We just see a body. You know?
Yeah, I wonder if they're trying to keep the sleeper alive using the ship mind. Which means maybe they stole it for another good reason. Like they stole it for what they thought was a good reason. What would you say? What did you say, Sam?
I would stay silent, just see what happens. But...
I think I'm probably gonna stay silent. This is tough though.
Yeah.
Still you, I think, KP.
Oh, sorry. There's a long pause. All you can hear is the dripping of the water running down the walls of the drum. Then Ashton calls out.
No, I would be happy to swap and do narration to give KP a chance at a new voice. Sure. If that's okay with you, Arv. Cool.
That sounds
All
good.
right, so go ahead, KP.
So this is a disgraced mercenary, a person who would do. I would guess this is a person who's been forced to make terrible choices, but is not the evil person that Ankita thinks. That's my guess.
Yeah. I'm coming down, Ankita. Don't do anything stupid, for God's sake.
He appears at the far side of the drum, stepping through the shallow water, rifle raised above his head.
Drop the gun.
Ankita shouts. He throws it down onto the moss. As you lean out to watch, you see him catch your eye, clocking your presence.
Is that her? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What are you up to here, Ashton? You sicko.
She stands, keeping her sidearm trained on his head.
You ripped my shipment for what? Some freakish experiment?
Ashton approaches with shaking hands, his eyes now fixed on the connecting bundle of wires that Ankita still has hold of.
Steady, Ankita. It isn't like that. I needed this ship mind. You have to understand. They would have died without it.
What are you talking about? I don't give a shit why you ripped my ship mind and crippled my ship. I should put you down right now.
That was an exercise.
Yeah,
Why you
ship
ripped my
mind,
ship mind and
ship,
crippled.
ship
Yeah,
mind.
I'm gonna have to
Shit,
clean my
why
mic
you-
after this.
Yeah.
My ship
Yeah, so
mind.
that- Yeah, okay. She tightens her grip on the connection.
Typical of you, Ankita. No curiosity.
Ashton smiles shakily.
That's why I never asked for it. For your help. You only look after yourself.
He nods at you.
That sleeper up there. They're just bait, right? To draw me out?
Ankita sucks a breath in.
Are you trying to give me more reasons to shoot you?
I love them, Ankita.
Ashton looks at the crumpled sleeper.
I loved them and they were going to die. I knew you would never understand that.
He starts closing the gap between himself and Ankita now, slowly inching forward.
This is going to end in tears.
Don't do that, Ashton.
Ankita snarls.
Don't do that.
Let the wires go, Ankita. Let us go. If you don't get out of my way,
He inches closer.
please.
I can't let you take it, Ashton.
Ankita
You-
hardens her stare and then says,
She gets excited when she's angry.
yeah.
You stole it from me. You left me for dead.
She shakes her head.
You think I'm going to trust you after all that?
I need it, Ankita. I need them to survive.
Ashton is in reach of the sleeper now, of Ankita.
I'm going to take them now, Ankita.
He raises a hand.
I'm going to take the ship mind and go.
Ankita loosens her grip on the connection a little. Her hand is shaking now.
Stop, Ashton.
She lowers the gun a little.
Stop.
Seeing her drop her guard, he makes his move. A blur of movement, a struggle, a shot, another. You recoil back behind the edge as they ricochet around the inside of the drum, the sound deafening you. When you crawl back to the edge, Ashton is bleeding into the water, the red and the green. Ankita is standing at the center of the drum, the severed connection in her hand. The water drips endlessly, drip after drip after drip. You force yourself to look at the broken sleeper. There's no sign of life, of humanity. They're just another broken object among other broken objects, while all around living things grow and thrive. Ankita finally looks back up at you, tears in her eyes. Begins to say something that might be sorry, but you're already gone.
It's a good scene. It's a good scene.
Damn.
Man.
Well, talking
guys.
about what happened.
I gotta go to bed after this, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Stop
right?
making me feel things.
That was just like woof.
Wow.
And we have to talk about what happened. Well, so we have 10 minutes left, which means we have enough time to finish this cycle. And this will be our last cycle, one way or the other. Damn. The thing is that I think we handled that as well as we could have. Like, I don't think there's anything else that like.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
didn't give us anything.
can we go feed the kitty?
go
Yeah.
feed the kid.
See,
yes,
that's
we'll
what
go
it's
feed
for.
the kitty at some point. Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, wait, hold on. So we did the thing with Ashton. So do we take the 6 and do we start working on the aviary, Mary? Maybe?
Yeah.
Theoretically?
I would think so. I
Because
feel like we should
leave
have
a emotionally traumatizing murder scene and go clear
Make
up
a
some
gardening.
plants.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Gardening.
let's go gardening.
let me see if this does. This is safe. All right, so let's do this because we know that we'll...
Right.
We're going to save 1 for
nice.
energy. Okay.
want to try 3.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean,
Do it.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at all that good karma from
All
cat
right,
feeding.
Let's not blow the others. That's good. From the good cat feeding. Right. You look up at the cat's like meow, and then disappears into the cat into the
Give
garden.
a gentle
Secret.
nod.
Yeah.
Gentle
Secret.
nod.
Right. The declining of the head. Yeah.
Are we gonna sunbathe?
Yes, we are. First, we're gonna see if we can talk to. Wait, where did you go? Talk to Ankin about what happened. All right.
Can you?
Oh.
Yeah, but where
I mean,
Is she still back there? It could be that she's still back up there.
is really?
I feel like that might be the case.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's see if we can find her. Whoops, nope. Sorry. If I could actually travel there. Across the Greenway. Oh, the puns from Triffid. The puns.
Yes.
Let's roll. Okay. Still waiting for Feng. That's not it.
I feel like she's still way back up there.
Let's go to the waste and see. No, see, because there's no access point to that anymore. There's climbing briar. That's the next thing that we're not supposed to do.
Oh,
yet.
never mind. I
Interesting.
lied.
So she's got to be somewhere, but not there. We're tracking this, I think. Okay, so
Yeah, we are. No, we are.
All right. So fine. I just want to toggle back. Okay. So, all right. Let's head back over there anyway.
She could be at. Oh, she could be at her ship
She could be at her ship. I thought that too, Afrolord, but I didn't see.
because she now has her.
See, there's no access
The
point
ship.
because that's the Rotunda wet dock, and that's the other Rotunda wet dock. But I don't think.
I mean, maybe it'll show up tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, the next cycle.
She's gonna need a minute before she goes back home.
Yeah.
She should immediately arrive and be waiting for us so that we can
Race ya!
immediately-
Yeah.
exactly.
Race you back to go talk about this dramatic event.
God damn
Sorry, I
it.
slipped on the blood a little.
Wow. I slipped on the fluid of your robot friend like you. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's wrong, right? I don't.
Man.
Okay.
Don't think we can do much else story-wise. It feels like everything is more.
Right. Okay, well, then probably what we've got is
We can also re-roll, see if we can get some more
that's true,
sixes.
actually. Yeah, that's a good call. All right. We're gonna have to do sunbathing for one of the energies, but we can do that. Okay.
Hey,
so we got a 6 and a 2.
look at that.
So then we should go back over and do that other thing.
Gardening, more
Yeah,
gardening.
More gardening.
More trauma.
gardening.
Zen, listen, Zen's. It's all about finding
Right.
that inner peace.
This is for karma, right? This is more karma.
Yes.
No, this is taking karma, right?
This is just your inner peace. It's like feng shui.
Maybe we're trying to find a place to stash the body.
Yeah.
Oh
Right,
god.
exactly. We've cleared the overgrowth. and
Make
now
a
we have
grave.
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
a
that's right.
grave. A little memorial.
Oh man, it's so
Gosh.
tempting. We could do that, and then we could maybe hit it, but no. All right, let's go back and let's go sunbathe, because that's what I want to do, chat. After I see
Witness
some
the
murder.
murder.
Witness the murder. I like to go sunbathe for my next trip. Okay.
Gosh.
Okay. Sunbathe. Come on, energy.
Gimme.
Hey.
Yay!
Hey.
There we go.
Better. I am not feeding that stray anymore. I'm being clear about that. We got lots of karma built up.
I feel like you used it all up earlier. Yeah,
I'm gonna
someone
start
just
calling Ankita Ankidia.
On Kitty.
Yeah,
we
kitty,
did
kitty.
this. We got the data. We used all that. Okay, so we'll end the cycle, and that will be it unless something pops up here and says like, "Hey, read this thing."
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh.
We got 6
okay.
dice. Okay.
Oh, dang.
so
look at
that
that.
means the next
Nice.
time. That means the next time we'll be able to go back.
Yep.
Oh, and the Yadigan lieutenant's ready to see us. Fine. We'll do that next
And
time.
so
Oh,
is-
Emphas,
so is
the street
Emphas,
food
yep.
guy.
Yay!
I want to do
Time.
just the street
Next.
food guy. Just the street food guy. Only the
Okay,
street
we
food
have
guy, I
we have 4 minutes. We have
Okay,
4 minutes.
all right. Okay.
Because we get to do this guy. So do you want to, Zach, do you want to stick with Emphas or like, and
Sure.
have,
Sure.
Okay.
that
have
would be fun.
Rem maybe narrate
Yeah.
this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Emphas is preparing the Girol caps. He has had to heavily adapt this recipe, he says, but the smell is already incredible. It emanates from a strange purplish white bulb you have never seen before, and he is slicing it finely.
Exactly, Gregory.
He brushes and slices the mushrooms and then places them in the wok with the sliced bulb and the oil. In the wok. It's a
And
wok.
it's work for the wok.
They caramelize there in that well-worn crucible. He adds liquids, transparent and opaque, and then turns down the heat. A sprinkle of leaves is the final touch.
We have a moment, Sleeper.
He smiles.
You have a story?
I do. I witnessed a murder. Dun 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 dun. Emphas is your favorite character in the game? Yeah, Rising Day. He is pretty awesome.
Something in the scent of the food gives you a feeling of nostalgia, something distant and melancholic. It seems like the story should match that feeling somehow, and maybe you will feel better for telling it.
Oldest memory time.
You start by explaining that when you are emulated from a person, many of your memories are left behind. Perhaps it is an intentional part of the process, a way of keeping sleepers ignorant and malleable. Or perhaps it's a side effect of the imperfect emulation. You admit that you don't really know. What you do know is that some memories survive, and that on occasion they come back to you, like shadows passing overhead. You detail one recurring memory, which, despite returning to you with enough regularity for you to think it familiar, always fades as quickly as it arrives. You struggle to explain the feeling of being whole for a moment that comes with this memory, and then how that wholeness slips away to leave you feeling like you have forgotten something important, but just can't bring it to mind. Emphas nods throughout, cooking as he does with deft and skillful movements. You start to trail off when you realize you can't find the words to explain how the memories you do have feel like both yours and someone else's at the same time, and how that always fills you with a certain sadness. The sadness of remaining forever unknown, even to yourself. Emphas finishes cooking and meets your eye.
I'm sorry, Sleeper. For your troubles.
He puts the work to one side. It's work now.
It's also the
Yeah.
It's always the work.
It's always the work. That's what I call this walk. The work.
The work walk.
The work walk. I appreciate you sharing with me.
He smiles.
Hope it lightens you a little.
He passes you a bowl and heaps the Girols into it, their yellow color mixing with the pale sauce in whorls and blooms.
Eat.
The dish is delicious, filling. It warms you as you eat in a way you weren't even sure your body could be warmed. It's a small mercy, you think, that Essen Arp left you this pleasure. Many of the features of the frames are there to simulate human experience. You know that much. Emulated minds cannot be rewired, so their need for embodied experience must be met. That is why you breathe even when you do not need air. Without that simulation, the sensation of drowning would be unbearable. Food serves another purpose. Your frame is able to metabolize it, to produce energy from the raw material. Vitamins and minerals are excess, of course. Your frame only needs raw power. So much is wasted. And yet, while you eat this food and feel that warmth, nothing feels wasted. It all means something to you.
It's good stuff. Rising Tides is right. Nothing more closely brings together the loosely neo-noir atmosphere of this game than settling down after an intense day of witnessing murders and conspiracies to have a bowl of mushrooms and enjoy the company of a gruff but pleasant cook. That's right. Also, this is good science fiction. This is exact. It explains without over-explaining. It gives you information that you need without giving you stuff that feels like it will drag you down. It makes it clear that the writer's thinking about the world without having to overthink it for your behalf. It's good sci-fi.
As you finish, Emphas takes the bowl, the last of his cleaning. He smiles at you, and neither of you feel the need to say anything more. Instead, you simply exchange nods and walk your separate ways back into the bright market, somehow changed.
Oh.
Nice. Full energy. And does this mean that he'll always give me food? Is that what that means?
Order fungus, Matsutake broth.
So the more I give him broth, the more info that we get. And we know where to get that. We're not going to do it now, but we know where to get that down the line. That's cool. That is cool. And it's it's a good mood to end this game for tonight. I agree. I agree. Last autosave was 19 seconds ago. So yeah, I think we'll lose that safely. Well, there we go. That was lovely.
Wild.
That was a nice finish to what was it. This game is very well done. It's mechanically really manages its mechanics with its narrative structures so that you feel like you're constantly moving things forward in a way that's interesting, and you're balancing it out in the way that you would want to play that. It's very nice stuff. Also, more importantly for this, it was awesome work by chat. I'm going to throw this out there. Does chat feel like Rem Alternus and KP are good additions to the Arvocalist crew? If we were to remove the asterisk and say, would that be something? Then we have to ask them if they want to do that. But do you want them to do that?
I can't look. I have insecurities.
No, fuck them. That's just a stream of fuck this, guys. Tara, get them out.
I wouldn't ask if I didn't know the answer. Afro has said, 100%. Triffid says, yes, all caps. Drew says, get hype. Mrs. Dunsel applauds with get hyped. Rising Tide says, absolutely. Craigery says, thumbs up. And now we
you guys can be honest, you can be honest. It's fine.
And for me, it 100%. I already knew this was going to be the case, but this was a wonderful read and wonderful energy. And I would love for you folks to be permanent parts of this. So the question is, Rem, I'll start with you. Really, really good stuff. Thank you, Rem. It was really wonderful. I really enjoyed this sort of bite on things like Ankita. That whole section was really just mesmerizing to me. Just watching as it's like you can visualize the whole scene holding onto the wires and talking to them, and your voice really kind of solidified that. In addition to the other voices you did.
Thank you.
How'd you feel? Are you interested in remaining part of this crew?
That was really fun, and honestly, like I haven't played a video game in years. Like. I'll play like Age of Empires and stuff like that so I can zone out and relax, but not something with a plot. And so like this scratched an itch for me that I've been missing.
Yay. So that's a yes, I guess.
Yeah.
Sounds like a yes.
That was
awesome.
fun.
That's awesome. Thank you, Rem. So yeah, tell the folks then, now that you're official, tell the folks where we can find, like, I know you want to mention the Subversion thing. You can definitely do that again, and other stuff you want to pitch for people. They should be like, go check out this of yours, or stuff you want to, hype up, etc.
Yeah. The big thing. So the two big things, Subversion, I'll get you guys the link one more time here. Is live today, is day 1 on Kickstarter, and we are currently at, hitting refresh, $26,479.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Outstanding.
Woo!
We have a command in there now. Yep, you can go check that out. Super cool.
Yeah, and feel free, again, like these are really cool people, Fragging Unicorns Games, good people, doing good work in the gaming community, kind peeps. And the other thing I'll say too is, because we live stream 5 to 6 days a week, we have a very active Discord server, and we are actually doing casting calls. So if you want to play RPGs with us, we have a streamathon coming up in April. That'll be a bunch of one-shots. We have Power Rangers RPG. We have Well of the Worlds, which is coming to Kickstarter for Prowlers and Paragons. We have Hellslayers, which is also coming to Kickstarter for Morkborg. I think we're going to do a 5th season. Yeah, RPG. And then we have lots of Shadowrun opening up. So come play Shadowrun with the pros of Shadowrun. That's us.
That's very cool. Thank you, Rem. And yeah, Morkborg Free League Publishing sponsors my Shire Adventures campaign, which just opened up a couple weeks ago.
Cool.
Yeah, they actually stepped up financially too, so that was good.
Ooh.
And I'm on their press stuff, so I just got a bunch of new Morkborg stuff from them, because they have like a billion licenses. They're just like, no big deal. Like, we'll get that, and we'll also get Tales from the Loop, and we'll also have the Blade Runner, no big deal, and also the Tolkien, like license. Like, it's all good. So they have a ton of stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But that was awesome. So yes, you should definitely check out Rem stuff. And as I say, there is a ton more Shadowrun stuff coming up, and it is now all of the audiobook stuff, the Shadowrun audiobook stuff, is run through Rem Alternus. So and I, including me, uploading the one that I'm working on. So so Rem, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will have you back in March.
Thank
I'm looking
you.
forward to
Thanks so much, Arvin.
and moving right up the line, KP, as I say, now my same question to you. It sounds like chat desires your return. Do you desire a return to this experience, sir?
I mean, I had a blast, and more than anything else, I think this was such a fun learning opportunity, just getting to be amongst talented individuals such as you guys, and experiencing how you approach this craft and then bring your spin to it. And, if nothing else, just to stay here and experience that is going to be a joy. So I'm definitely on board.
Yay! So now that we know that, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm excited, and and I loved. There were several, especially in a couple of those series of narrations, what we got towards the end, where I was just like, woof, that's good stuff. And I was like, we're all like leaning towards the stage. So you were doing a good job in building that up. And as more characters develop too, I can't wait actually to see more of stuff from like Peak and and Ash, and like the sort of back and forth between those two, I think is going to be great. So I'm excited for that. So before the folks see you again, I know you've got the move and all that, but we'll work it out. We'll figure out a way to fit in. So assuming we're all able to get you in, in March, and get you back, we'll schedule it. Or
yeah, I think by around this time in March, if we can do like later in March, I feel like should be fine, because we are moving, starting the move in March 5th.
Okay.
And then we'll be there by like March 10th-ish.
Can I ask where you're moving from?
Portland, Oregon.
Oh, wow. That's a serious move.
Yeah, we're moving to Dallas, Texas.
Wow. You are moving. All right. Well, that's cool. So cool. So until that time, what do you want to tell people that they should be on the lookout for in the world of KP?
Oh man, outside. Well, the big thing that is consistent in my life in terms of creativity right now is I also get the opportunity to play on live stream or actual play games. One of which, most of them are kind of on the hiatus while I do this move, but one of them is recorded, so which is fantastic, which means we are continuing to air them. And it is a Werewolf the Apocalypse game, where we play a bunch of sexy, brooding werewolf puppy people with fur and everything, and the transformations and all that. It's actually such a fun game. I really, really enjoyed it. I got to play a very brooding and kind of introverted, like self-absorbed character, which I normally don't get to do. So I enjoyed that immensely. So we only did I think episode 2 just released on last Friday. So it's still early on, so plenty of time to catch up. But yeah, it's out there. It's on ATL by Night channel. If you guys know, it's they're an Atlanta-based production house that does a bunch of
Dots, right? That's that Dot does, right? Through
No. Dot, I don't think Dot's been on it.
By Night. I guess it's Pod by Night.
She does Pod by Night, which is an exclusive podcast based one. And I've been on that one. I've played a vampire, a kindred on her show as a guest. But this was an 8-part series on ATL by Night crew. It's a video, not a podcast. So you can go on YouTube, type in Werewolf the Apocalypse. It's called ATL by Moonlight is a specific show's name. So if you type in ATL by Moonlight or ATL by Night, their channel will pop up and you'll be able to check that out. Outside of that, I'm on all the socials as KP11 Studios. So you can catch me there as I wait up to resituate myself. You can catch up on anything else I do there. I was on several other shows in the past, so anything else that might be interesting to you, just reach out to me and I'd be happy to share that as well.
That's awesome. Thank you very much again, KP, for joining us as well. Very excited to have you on board also, and that's awesome on all counts. And then last but certainly not least, Zach, I have some bad news. No, just kidding. I'm just joking.
I'm waiting.
No,
I understand.
No, Zach was always, Zach, amazing stuff. And I also appreciate you being so generous and kind of leading the folks in and being like, here's how we do this, thing for KP and Rem both. So thank you. And I guess, so we know that you're coming back, which is awesome. So how do you feel about the new additions, and where will the folks be able to track you down coming soon?
They're great. Y'all are great. This is awesome. There's nothing beats that moment of starting something and getting an opening scene where the two of you, one voicing a character, the other narrating, and it's just like, bam, here we go. And that's all it is. And I look forward to everything else that we're going to do with this game. I look forward to Ace Attorney with this crew.
Yeah, it's gonna be
if and when we eventually get to that. I mean, that's the thing about this show is we're only once a month, so it's like, depending on how long Citizen Sleeper is.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in 2024, I guess, when we start Ace Attorney.
Yeah, I know, right?
But regardless of that, I mean, the only other thing I'll say too, other than that, you both are amazing. Can't wait to see
thank you.
new other, varieties of voices and hopefully characters that bring that about in each of us. But also just how much I forgot the energy of having 3 cast members rather than just me and Dot. That I think just like the being able to bounce back and forth, because for a while, the two of you, it was just me and Dot, and we were great and it was super chill, but it was also like, I don't know, it was just something a little different. And then now, I mean, gosh, I can't even imagine if we were to get a 4th
that's the full compliment. I am eventually going to try to do that.
We'll find it.
Yeah. I will. Yeah. I'm one step at a time. I'm just glad that I returned that we got to that stage.
Yeah. So it's been great. This is awesome. I look forward to it.
It's the nervous energy. It's
yeah. Oh yeah, y'all are great. I'm very excited, and it definitely marks a change, I think, as far as my relationship to the channel being. It's so weird and full circle that this, when I was a little wee baby boy, which I still am in grand picture of things, I think I'm honestly still probably are the youngest cast member you have on any of your shows.
Probably.
Oh wow. Wait, how old?
Guess.
12.
How did you what? How did you know?
How did you know?
Nailed it. First try.
Guess
22.
Oh, okay. You've undershot actually.
Okay, I didn't know because you said you were 18.
Young.
17.
Yeah, you hyped it up.
Yeah. I'm 25, but
That's not
regardless
bad.
of that. Anyway, that all to say, when I first started on this, gosh, what's it been, Arv? Like since we started, you and I, like 4 years,
5 years.
Oh wow.
I don't know.
4 or 5 years.
So yeah, very cool to be, and strange to be the guy here,
The senior,
the senior,
the senpai.
the senpai.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
So yeah, that's been great. And y'all will find me here for this on this channel. Chat and community, you also find me here for Expedition from the Mysterious Peaks.
Yep.
Which is our D&D and Esper Genesis, or essentially sci-fi D&D crossover. Got a bit of both going on there.
Yep.
Which were the official campaign for that module, which was kickstarted.
Yep. And
on my own channel, where I play various role-playing games and other stuff, I also want to get onto some more actual plays. I know that here in here in San Francisco, even Total Party Chill is another one. I know several people there.
Devin is amazing.
Yep. Which Devin also, I think, heads up Start Playing Games, and we've talked several times. But anyway, I'm commuting into San Francisco now. What's going to be now at least twice a week to running this D&D program. Anyway, so that all to say, chat, you guys might find me on other actual plays. I want to add it to my schedule, but the problem is finding time.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Always,
wish I had more of
yes.
that.
I'm glad I got him while I had the chance. So
Yeah.
that's like,
Yep.
Nabbed him early. Nabbed him young.
exactly.
that's the idea.
Yeah,
So
Arvin was like, "Hey, you want to be in a stream?" I was like, "He's like, it's once
Yeah.
a month," and I was like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Well, that was what helped.
That's all you
That
needed to
definitely
say.
helped.
I was like,
oh
once a month.
God, thank you.
Yep.
At the beginning. I mean,
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So
Just slowly reel me in.
That's
Maybe
it.
toss in a
Yep.
dinner.
One
you know.
time.
yeah. So yeah, that's me. I'm looking forward to everything that we're doing. Wonderful, wonderful people. I mean, I'm always open. I mean, yeah, y'all are great. Now I'm just so like I'm happy to have new people, new voices, and stuff. So
It's
yeah,
my favorite.
very happy.
Thank you, Zach. It is literally my favorite part of a channel that I've been, this channel has been here for 10 years, and literally the best part of it with anything I do is building community and bringing people together, talented people and talented good people together in different things. I have been so incredibly blessed to have the opportunity to do that with so many people in chat and with people on screen, and so this is another example of that. So I love sort of looking back at the past and also new beginnings for the future. So it is in that spirit
Excited.
that I am very happy to have all three of these wonderful people here, and we will see. I'll be careful about who and when I bring a fourth in, but it is possible that that's going to happen down the line at some point. But for right now, I'm exceedingly happy that we got these folks here. Chat, can we get some love for the amazing Arvocalists represented by Zach Clay, and now for the first time represented officially as well by KP and by Rem Alternus. Thank you all, Arvocalists all, and I will let you folks go and wrap up. And thank you, and I will see y'all soon.
Bye, chat.
Bye.
Y'all are so nice.
Yes.
Bye for now.
Yay.
And
And there we are. Good stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed that a lot. And I knew, as I say, I'm not coming into this totally blind. I was fully aware of the fact that these folks were from their other stuff that I had seen. First of all, they came recommended by other people that I respect, but also they also were, I could tell from, the reels and the different work that they had done and all that other kind of stuff. And as I mentioned, I also have had this very exciting experience now of being able to now do this as part of this Shadowrun thing. And as I said, for those of you who missed that announcement, might want to actually see me there. I am also doing some audio work. As we speak, I'm doing some audiobook work for Shadowrun. I did a short story already. I don't know when or if that's going. I mean, I know it's going to be up at some point, but I don't know when. But I'm working right now on a novel called Identity Crisis. And that is going to be uploaded when it's done. It's going to be uploaded, and I don't know when the release is, and I can't talk any more about the details of it other than the fact that I'm working on it. But I am doing Shadowrun audiobook stuff on and off here, and so I'm doing that right now. And Rem Alternus is the person who signs off on all of that because it's her company that's coordinating it all. And Catalyst is the one that's obviously it's their thing. So I'm excited about that. Oh, thank you, Mr. Rem. I'm it's been great working with Rem so far, and it's been a great experience to actually do it. And I've been enjoying it enough that I've been wanting to upload at a fairly regular rate. That and the fact that once my plan is like that's done, I have a manuscript revision. Once that's done, I have a manuscript revision from a resubmit from an agent that I have to kind of turn around fairly quickly. Also, I have a bunch of papers that are going to be coming in this week that I'll have to grade. So I'm going to do those things simultaneously. And then, as Emily knows, I have to get into Heretic, which is the third and final book of the Grey Assassin trilogy. And that's going to be due next year. So I have to start cracking on that. It's fully outlined, but I have to adjust the outline and then do the manuscript. So yeah, I mean, I'm busy, but it's all good stuff. And it's all stuff that I feel like is working in the same kind of direction. So I like it, and I enjoy reading, obviously, and I have a pretty solid audio setup, which helps. So yeah, it's been good. I've been really enjoying it. And I missed something. What was that? Well, listen, sleep is overrated. No, it's I'll tell you, the one thing that has made it easier, honestly, for me to do a lot of this stuff is an academic discipline, right? Like I've spent 25 years of my life in the academic world in one fashion or another, and I've had to produce long form and short form work in academic nonfiction, where if you don't get it done, you don't get a doctorate or you get fired or something. So it's provided a certain kind of structure and order. The negative to that can sometimes be that I've had to work around not making sure that I'm not thinking in a too linear a way. And that's honestly something which DMing has helped with, because in DMing, you want a narrative structure, but you don't want it to be too linear, because then all of a sudden it's like you're telling the story and everyone is just there watching you, as opposed to having everyone tell a story collectively. So it's been helpful to have that counterbalance what would otherwise be a more kind of linear approach. But the benefit of the linear approach is that you can go much more easily step by step by step by step. So we're getting there. We're getting there basically through a variety of different things. And but it's lovely to have good people that I knew that this was going to work out well. So I'm really honored and happy that they're going to be joining us. And as we build up things like the Patreon, and as we build up more resources on the channel, the more I will be able to pay, sort of increase the pay of these folks over time, which is something I'd love to do. So we will do that. And yes, Rem knows Rob and Helfers both, because John was actually the one who I think first contacted me with Rem because of the whole Shadowrun book thing. And then obviously Rob is doing all the editing, so Rob knew about this too. So yeah, like again, like seriously, Eberron literally now is all Shadowrun people in some way or another, because Jen writes for it, Marie writes for it, Tren and I are recording for it now, are both doing audiobook work for it now. Before, when Rob was part of Eberron, he obviously was the editor for that, and then John himself. So the whole thing is like Eberron / also the Shadowrun people. It's very funny. But I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited about some of this other stuff. Having tabletop players who really understand how to do tabletop also helps with almost anything else. Like Brandon and I are super excited about what's going to be going down with Greyshade. Having people that we know, having just a larger pool of people that are good people that we can draw upon for one shots, or say, hey, do you know other people who might know this? It's good because we know them and because of their talent, and it's good to know these people. But it's also good because it just broadens the pool of people with whom we have contact, and that's good for everybody. It's about building community, right? And communities build not just by one community that you build on, but by overlapping communities, by creating a massive Venn diagram of communities. And that's how you help these things overall. It's one of the reasons that I'm really excited for the Klein thing coming up in May with the live D&D event, because there you have the community of Bridgeport, and you have the community of theater folks who work with the Klein and those connected people, and you also have the people that I'm going to be bringing on stage, and you have students, right? So you have school students who are going to be participating in this as well, and you have all the ArvCon stuff. So you've got Damon Runyon, and you've got the us, you got the Twitch folks and Arvanauts. So it really helps, and it's that, as you say, Afro, that weaving together of communities makes such a huge difference. And it really puts the lie to this idea that, well, it's this huge, massive, toxic stew. I mean, it's just nonsense. It's not borne out by my reality, by my experience. And I think the point is that there are certainly toxic communities on Twitch, but there are a lot of them that are not. And the more that we act actively to produce a fun and not toxic but healthy and uplifting and empowering community, the more that helps with everything else, right? It's a ripple effect. It's not just the case that negative things create more negative things. It is also the case that positive things create more positive things. And the more that we can do that and send that outwards, the better. Drew, is now streaming, of course, on Wednesdays and Sundays. And, Drew is starting small and is going to gradually make his way up. But that too is another small little community. And there will be people that will join Drew's channel because he's playing Chained Echoes or whatever, because they like guys who, with Boston accents or whatever. And they will come over and they will follow his stuff, and Drew will be able to be like, hey, you should check out Arv, or you should check out, Prince Justin is over there with Sean Duke streaming on their channel, or you should check out, this person or that person, or I know Rem or KP is doing this live actual play, or their Rising Tides is on. And all of that makes a difference, because it means that we have these echoes that work with each other. And that makes a really big difference there. Yeah, absolutely. Only bad is how it's constructed. And it's 100% right, Afro. A lot of people do exactly. It is not a zero-sum game. The idea that the rising tide lifts all boats is 100% true. The only place where it's a zero-sum game is when you're dealing with either competitive athletics or sports or competitive activities, or when you're dealing with capitalism, where it is a zero-sum game. But the reality is that we do not need to adhere to that philosophy. We can actually believe that the success of one improves the success of all, and that's true. Actually, in fact, the more that more people, more authors, more speculative fiction authors do well, the more the audience is grown for me. And then I can write books that audience will like because they're looking for speculative fiction. So even selfishly, non-altruistically, it would be a good thing for me, even if it weren't the case that I also happen to love speculative fiction and I love good narrative and I love the people that are involved in writing and reading it. So obviously, I would like doing it anyway, but the point is it's also good from a selfish point of view. And the same thing with gaming and the same thing with all of these facilities. So I'm just so excited for that. And I appreciate that very much, Triffid and Emily. And I want to say one last time, I've said this a million times, chat, but I will continue to say it again. The game goes well when all the heroes win. I will say this again, which is, thank you. I will also say again that you, all of you watching, wherever you're watching, you are the ones who make this community what it is. I created the space and created the channel and, bring people together. But you were the ones, you and the people that you spread the word to and the ones that you let know about this. And it is your sort of vibe, if you will. It is the friendliness with which you treat people who come to this channel. It is the kindness with which we build a community. You are the folks who make that happen. So as usual, you are the folks who deserve the credit for that. And I'm so blessed to have a community like this that can do that. And I'm just excited to see as that community builds over the course of time. So thank you. And I want to thank again the amazing Arvocalists tonight. I want to thank Zach, and I want to thank KP, and I want to thank Rem Alternus for doing their amazing work and for continuing the tradition of the Arvocalists, which has been going on now for 7 years almost. Actually, it has been 7 years. It's over 7 years now. It was August 2015. So it is now over 7 years. And that's wonderful. So I'm going to we're going to keep on keeping on with this because I think chat has fun with it. But now the time has come for us to wrap up. And because it's been a long day of streaming, but a really good one. Oh, well, thanks, man. But even if that's true, a ship doesn't run without people on the ship. A captain sort of standing at the front of a ship with no crew and no group of people behind to sort of share the experience isn't much of a captain. So even if it's true, it's a collective thing that makes it happen. So I'm appreciative of that, but you folks really make a big difference, and that's why you're great, best community on Twitch, as I've said. But we're going to wrap up now and head out, and I'm going to be back on Friday. I will be back with Court of Blades Valorword, where Brandon and I are going to get into shenanigans, accompanied by Marie and Preemy with our dancing master Mike, leading us into what I am sure will not at all be some terrible shenanigan that we're going to have to really think our way out of. I'm sure it'll all be totally normal and fine. And then on Saturday, we have Eberron. And speaking of Brandon O'Brien, you will see Eberron again because we're going to have Brandon on there, which reminds me, because Brandon has just joined us, I guess that is one person who's not Shadowrun connected yet. So what that means is that Brandon is going to have to, at some point, somehow get connected with Shadowrun, but Brandon's not allowed to do that until after Gray Shade is finished. And then we can do that. We would love to have you here, Afro. I know I've seen you in here before with Zach doing stuff, so you should definitely stop by again. We would love to have you back. True, Miranda, true. So, but yes, so Brandon is not allowed to have anything extra until the game is done. No, obviously I'm being facetious, but I should have mentioned that because Brandon is now part of Eberron. And so because Brandon is part of Eberron, not everyone on Eberron is related to Shadowrun, but Brandon knows about Shadowrun and does lots of neo-noir stuff that's connected to things knows about games like this that are sort of like Shadowrun. So, but sorry, my friend. Obviously, Brandon is also a part, has literally only come on board in the last 2 sessions. So there is one person who isn't. But the point is, you all get the point. It's mostly all Shadowrun world. I know. And down the line, I'm excited for that. Listen, when Gray Shade comes out too, Brandon will be a part of that one way or the other. It's gonna be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, no, and Brandon will. And it's gonna be amazing. I'm excited for it. But right now, what's going to be amazing is I've got to rise up on out of here. I want to thank you all for being here. If you liked what you saw and heard, please follow the channel. Check out my YouTube. Please subscribe to me over there with !ArvTube. No, I'm excited for that, Emily. I'm excited for that. !ArvCord is the Discord. !ArvTweets is the Twitter. Website arvanellarun.com. Financially, !ArvShop for the merchandise area. !ArvTreon for that Patreon. That's what allows me to pay the Arvocalists, which I'm going to do as soon as we finish this stream. And of course, on the, as I mentioned, you can subscribe to the channel. Also really important. Thank you for those of you who did that. Gets you those custom sub badges and emotes to use everywhere across Twitch. While we're on that subject, !Klein, Klein. That is the big kickoff event link. That links to where we are going to be selling, where we are selling tickets. Tickets are on sale now for the kickoff event for ArvCon 2023. That is Thursday, May 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern. A live D&D event at the historic Klein Memorial Auditorium in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Could not be more excited for that. It's going to be really awesome. 4 professional players and a high school student, the winner of an essay contest on role-playing, is going to be playing with us. We're going to have a live audience there. It'll also be live streamed. So those $5 will get you tickets for the in-person event or the online event. If you live too far away or you're unable to come in person, then we'll be able to see you virtually. So that would be lovely. And of course, that money will go to support the Klein, which is a nonprofit that supports Bridgeport and has done so for 8 decades. And will also, of course, support the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, which is the main beneficiary of ArvCon every year. So I am excited for that. As always, on the publishing side, Icarus is my graphic novel from Athos Arts. Library is my Tales and Tomes from the Forbidden Library, my 5e adventure and sourcebook from Alligator Alley Entertainment. And Gray Shade is my novel, which came out from Athos Arts last year. You can order that. You can also pre-order my sequel to that, Renegade, which will be coming out later this year. You can pre-order Heretic, which is the conclusion to the Grey Assassin trilogy that comes out next year. You can also pre-order the tabletop role-playing game being designed by the aforementioned Brandon O'Brien. And of course, the audiobook, which is going to come out later this year from Tren of Gray Shade. And again, Tren, former Arvocalist in good standing. So you will have a chance to hear that from Tren as well. Very excited about that. And as always, BLM, Black Lives Matter. Very important to affirm and assert the significance and importance of Black lives. Help Now, which is the World Health Organization page on suicide prevention. Important to reach out to others when you need help and to reach out to others when they need help as well. And Ukraine, Ukraine, to help the fine people of Ukraine as they fight back against an illegal and illegitimate war. Very brave people that have fought back. And this is our chance to send a message not only to help them, but also that we will do so in the future in other such situations of this kind. With that said, we are going to wrap up for today. No raid for now. It is super late, and I want to make sure that we head to bed and all that kind of stuff. But I will be back again Friday night for Court of Blades Valorword. That'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Saturday, you will see the Shadowrun people and Brandon O'Brien in Eberron. Brandon, our newest addition to Eberron. And also, I think, Brandon, we are debuting, are we not, your new character art? Isn't that the case? Aren't we debuting your character art on this? I think we are. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure we're debuting the new character art for, yes. So, because Hannah has finished the character art for Brandon's character in Eberron. So you will get a chance to see that on Saturday. It's going to be cool. So, but that is going to do it for me. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream today. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Drew, Emily, Triffid, The Rising Tides. Thank you as well to my wonderful subscribers and Patreon supporters, Drew, Emily, Triffid, Rising Tides, Tilted Gaming. Tilted, if you're still here, I have not forgotten about Gloomhaven. I promise you I'm going to get a chance to do that. I just have to find the time, but I have not forgotten it. Thank you to, as well, Crit Twitch, Marinda, Mrs. Dunsel for all that support. Thank you to my wonderful viewers. Thank you to Abjuri. Thank you to Afro Lord. Don't be a stranger. Thank you to Axeman, to Darksteel Spork, to Dragonspear, who's a mod, who is apparently lurking. Thank you to Jagtress, to Jordan Shively, to Kayla, to Master of Rem. I'll come back to Master of Rem in a minute. Thank you to Notabot. Thank you to Squirzy. Thank you to This Is Unreal Lol, you Mickle, and you Sharpie. And tonight, thank you most of all to my wonderful Arvocalists. Thank you to Zach Clay, to KP, and to Rem Alternus. That's it. Much love to all of you folks. I will see you folks soon. And until next next time, everyone, as I always say, please be good to each other and have a good night. Honk.